Good morning, everyone, and welcome to the Geomologist Presents. Today we are continuing after a month-long hiatus. We are continuing our Advanced Dungeons & Dragons First Edition game where we're playing through a Scourge of the Slave Lords or Assault on the Slave Lords, and we will be, eventually, we're in an interlude right now, but eventually we'll be hitting Slave Pits of the Undercity, having finished Danger at Darkshelf Quarry. So this will be an adventure by David Cook with an amazing cover by Jeff D, who I always get to meet and talk to at North Texas RPG Con. And before I get started, and before we tell you guys after this month-long hiatus what happened, I will introduce the players. So I will, as I have you on the screen here, I will introduce you, and you can tell me who you are and how much what level you've qualified for, but of course haven't gotten there yet because that training thing, which I think is a strong part and a cool part of Advanced Dungeons & Dragons First Edition. All right, so first we have Arlindia with her trusty familiar Bufo.
Bufo the recon frog. Well, he's a toad. I think he's actually technically a toad.
Mm-hmm.
I'm Amy. I play Arlindia. I am an elven neutral good fighter magic user. And I have qualified, I am getting to my sheet so you could see it. I have qualified to be a 3rd level magic user, but technically I could train up to 4th, but we've chosen not to yet because of the money situation. And then fighter, I'm at 3rd.
Cool. All right. And next we have Jacob/Greyhawk.
Hello. This is Greyhawk, and I'm playing Riodon, human fighter. I have qualified for 4th level of fighter, but we still need to actually train up. So let's see if we actually arrive at Nessermouth to train, and the boat we captured in the last session doesn't just capsize the moment we set out to sea.
All right. And next we have Wolsey.
Hi, this is Woolsey. I'm running Bronson, a neutral good cleric. I have qualified for 4th level cleric, but I believe I'm 2nd level at the time being, but hopefully we'll get there. I have left my trusty sidekick, Shepherd, behind with Benjamin, because I just don't want him to end up dying. Benjamin can use a friend anyway.
Yeah, it could be a guard dog for the
shop, yes.
Yeah, for Quarry or the Quarry Keep or whatever you call it, Quarry Tavern, the Quarry Tavern Experience.
Holdings LLC.
The Darkshelf Holdings Tavern Experience, or bed and breakfast, whatever you guys are doing for that thing. All right. Next we have Snake.
Good morning, everybody. I play Veer. He is a half-elven fighter with exceptional strength and extremely ugly. He is a couple hundred hit points, or not hit points, experience points shy of hitting level 5, but he is currently level 1 minus his hit points due to the in-house game rule.
Yep. And last but not least, we have J-Ro, who dropped off the call again. All right. Well, I guess we'll have to
unpaused.
All right, and last but not least, we have J-Ro.
Good morning, everyone. My name is Tim. I'm playing Zork. I am a half-orc cleric fighter. Qualified to be 4th level at both cleric and fighter, just waiting training. So hopefully we'll get to that, and I will be more impressive.
Yep.
So
nice. All right. So who wants to tell us what happened last time?
A lot happened.
Visual for everyone.
A lot happened.
I've slept since then.
Okay, so I guess the long and short of it, and I'm going to mess a lot of this up because my notes are kind of all over the place here. So we had this glorious plan that we were going to go down from, I guess, from Darkshelf down to Nessermouth. Okay, because we were going to train. That's where we're supposed to train. But then we were doing some things to set up for our trip. And if I remember correctly, two of us remained behind. I know myself and I don't remember if it was Zorg. Stayed behind to do some things at the keep and over at Darkshelf, and the rest of them went into town to a pub. And they ended up going into the pub, and there were some guys there talking. They were not very nice. And we found out that they were coming back to, I don't remember the name of that little tiny area that's just north of Darkshelf, that they were coming back up to pick up the slaves.
Yeah, some place along the Pelira River. I think that's how you pronounce it.
Yeah, so we had it turned out that Yogi had accounting experience from before he was picked up in a slave raid and enslaved and came into Bazali's possession. So when we had him go through Bazali's books, we sort of learned that the next slaver transaction was going to be taking place with only a week, and for those of us who were able to join the session, we determined that we really didn't have enough time to go to Nessermouth, because that was sort of a, if not necessarily an imminent threat, then something we couldn't just pass up, because they were going to be here and they were probably going to be looking for Vizali and crew, who we had sort of dispatched when we took over the quarry. So we met with the slavers in town. We got a exceptional reaction roll where they actually thought that Zorik was Bazali.
Yeah, that's
and we were then able to meet them at the meeting location and lay an ambush, which I would say went spectacularly well, since we not only took down three higher level opponents, but wiped out the entire crew and took their ship. So we've acquired, Carl described it as a two-masted cog-like vessel, and it called the Longspan. And now, unfortunately, we lost a mast in the process. We immobilized it using fire and burned one of the masts down. But the ship is otherwise intact, and presumably, if we can get this thing to sea, we could get the mast replaced and make our way to Nessermouth, so we can finally train up.
Yeah. So does anyone have any secondary skill, or did we miss anything first?
Well, we did collect the mast from the water and pull it ashore.
Yeah.
So, and we also got 6 war horses. So I think we were playing with the idea.
4 war horses.
I put 6 horses.
It's 4. I'm looking at the official.
Okay, well that's fine. I just got that right.
Yeah, I'll give the loot take here in a sec. I'll read the loot take.
It doesn't
matter.
Cool. But anyways,
I
thought we were playing with the idea of getting the mast back onto the boat, because it's not on fire now, and having the horses tow it down to Nessermouth.
You could tow it to Darkshelf. It's actually seaworthy. You don't have to tow it all the way down along the coast. That would take forever, actually.
Okay.
The one thing I think I left off. We also killed the giant spider that was hanging out by the key.
You cleared the giant. Yeah, because they want to build up the area around the Darkshelf Quarry Holdings LLC, and then about I think about 60% of the people that you liberated want to stay in the area, either to help. They were actually willing, if it came to it, they were willing to attack the boat or the people on the boat if they had that chance. They would have totally done it. But the ambush was very successful. It was a combination. It was a cool several ruses. The first being in town where uh, Zorik posed as the leader, the former leader of the Darkshelf Quarry, and spoofed with a great reaction roll, like was described, and spoofed the scouts. Let one go, took out the other two. The one who went told the ship, "Oh yeah, they're ready," and then they kind of split up the forces of the ship, taking out a lieutenant and a mage, sort of in a shore ambush, and then seeing the opportunity and basically pelting the long span from range with some militia help and some spell. And then, I mean, it got so bad that their morale broke for the most part on the ship, and sailors started diving overboard because both masts were on fire. So yeah, so you'll be able to. I'm going to say that you'll be able to tow the boat to Darkshelf, and with all the fishermen and stuff, they can provide you. And undoubtedly, there's replacement sails, and you can find rigging at Darkshelf. Since you've in a way helped the town, they're not gonna charge you for that and not charge you for labor. Some might even volunteer to temporarily crew the boat if you need it. So,
Hey, Carl, correct
Yep.
me if I'm wrong, but it's only one mast we have to replace.
yes,
Knocked over the one.
yeah, because the main mast, the sails and rigging caught on fire, but the mast did not. So, yeah, I actually used the handy dandy item saving throw table in the DMG. Right, so that was kind of cool. All right, so for the loot was pretty cool. So you guys got residual money as well from the or you will be getting residual money from the quarry, because the quarry is like a limestone quarry. So it's and there's definitely some traffic. That's kind of the only traffic is maybe probably about weekly, like several carts come from the direction of Relpool to pick up and buy the limestone. Some is bought locally, but most of it is sent east towards Relpool and the rest of Nearond, which is the kind of country that Darkshelf is nominally associated with. I guess I could show the bigger map. If this hopefully this works. Yeah. So here's like a bigger map. You can see Darkshelf there on the west coast of this Nesser Peninsula, and then to the east is Nearond, with this county of Eventide. So there's really no big cities or towns. I mean, the largest town is Nessermouth, which is a pretty substantial town, almost a city. So that's where they're going to have to go train and really sell off their loot. So, all right. Let's see what else.
So speaking of loot, I suggest the party distributes that longsword +1, mace plus ring of swimming.
Yeah, I wanted to give the loot because it's kind of fun. Right, I'm looking at the XP, but there's a substantial amount of XP and then a lot of loot. So they found a chainmail, magical chainmail, and a magical longsword on the captain, who from the ledger they learned was the name Captain Kells. They also found a ring of swimming. It was surprising that he was like swimming towards shore when the morale broke, but he wanted to like at least go down fighting, and yes, he did brutally. All right, you found a mace +1 on the elemental priest of the Fifth Circle who had no name. I guess they just called these interestingly, these dark elemental or these evil elemental priests of the earth or whatever. Only they must discard when they sign up for this stupid cult. They must discard their true name and then just go with their their title, I guess. You found a wizard's book. I don't think you learned the name of the wizard, but it didn't matter. You found a wizard book that I think Arlindia has commandeered. It had armor, phantasmal force, sleep, wall of fog, fog cloud, stinking cloud, and gust of wind. So very nautically themed type of or things that could help on a boat. 2 potions of extra healing. You found the payment for the quarry for the month or whatever. The strong box, very similar to what you found in the keep. So platinum pieces, carnelian, 10 carnelians, a lot of cargo, 40 bags of grain and vegetables is great, 88 bundles of hide and furs, and then 122 ivory tusks, which is a pretty great value. The ship itself, if you wanted to sell it, but I gave you the treasure value, worth about 10,000 gold pieces. There are 4 war horses and 2 weeks of feed for them, and then 2 weeks of water and rations. The lower deck was a holding place for slaves in very uncomfortable conditions. It's not quite the bilge, but like the deck right above the bilge. It's empty. It was empty at the moment, but it could be recovered and repurposed to carry 50 more tons of supplies. So right now the cog can carry 100 tons of supplies and another 50, so about 660 stone. If you gut and repurpose the space, but you might have to do that in Nessermouth. Let's see. So this amounted to 24,010 gold pieces worth of tradable goods, and then you could sell. They're light war horses, but war horses are nice to carry. So yeah, you could totally like unload the vegetables on the town, and but all that vegetable is really about 20 gold pieces worth of grain and vegetables. But it'll feed the town for a while. It'll help the town definitely. I mean, Benjamin will buy it straight out, right, to resupply. You'll give some away, resupply the.
You included all of that in the 24,010.
Yeah.
Yeah, 20 gold pieces worth of not. Obviously, that's not going to be like not going to be moving us up social class level exactly, but
it's a goodwill, right, and donation.
At the same time, like my character absolutely would be willing just to give the majority of it away. Probably retain some of it for if we're going to sail this boat down Nessermouth. We'll need just some provisions aboard for crewing the vessel, but I think that our liberated slaves would deeply appreciate that. So
well, definitely, yeah, because the vegetables are just going to rot if we try to hold on to them.
Exactly.
Right.
Yeah. Well, also, so probably some of those, right? So a lot of these are fisher folk along the coast. So they have not on such a big ship, but they got sailing skills. They can tie knots. They can do this kind of stuff. So you could definitely at least get a skeleton crew of about 10 folks who are willing to help out with the boat. The other thing is that those militia that helped you, they were 0 level men at arms. They advanced to 1st level. So they are now 1st level. They're officially like quote unquote henchmen. And they're definitely willing to work for Darkshelf LLC. It's a lot more exciting and fun than patrolling the town of Darkshelf.
So do we need to appoint somebody in charge of these men?
Well, they'll probably travel. They'll travel with you. I mean, unless you want to leave them at the keep, but you got 20 staff at the keep already or so.
Right. Well, we're not sure if if even more slavers are going to be coming back to this town.
You could leave.
We just stopped basically one boat coming back. Who knows how many more are scheduled to come?
Well, I mean, yeah, looking at the ledger, you'd feel it's probably a month to 6 weeks. Because they go. I mean, if I can show people the map again.
Well, you have the map up on the screen here.
But when that boat doesn't return, they may send people.
Yeah, but it's going to be. I mean, right? If they do like a circuit, right? I probably need to get a bigger map of like Greyhawk. But if they do a circuit around the Sea of Gurnat, or Gurnat, however you pronounce it, I mean, it's like I'll show you. I mean, it's. So Darkshelf is here on the very far east, and they probably did a circuit. It would take them. They wouldn't be noticed missing depending on where they go. So it's about depending on the wind, it's like 6 to 12 days to Nessermouth already. So if they're trying to cross the Sea of Gurnat, that's like 2 weeks, 2 or 3 weeks. Right, that's where they have 2 weeks of supplies. So they're probably going to resupply here at the Darkshelf Quarry a little bit, and then head across to the Palmars, right? Maybe, but then it seems like that's I guess another thing is you could look through their logs, the captain's logs and maps.
Mhm.
So they seem to be doing a circuit, like the Nesser River area is like the last stop in a way, and they do a circuit that goes back towards Highport and then up towards Woolly Bay, which is on these maps is like northwest to like where that big lake is, and there's other towns up there. Let's see if I have a book that describes their kind of. Yeah, so they go up to like Divers and the near dive lake area up Woolly Bay, and then they kind of go through northern Woolly Bay, and then they kind of go. There's nothing along the bright like northwest of Darkshelf. This is like all desert. It's like I mean that could be a whole other campaign in and of itself because it's like the ruined kingdom of the bright desert. Right? There's nothing. It's all desert and wasteland. Right? So there's nothing there. You can see that on this map here on the Nesser Peninsula map, right? All these are ruins. So I don't think this might be like that. Sonare might be like some sort of stopover. It could be, who knows? You guys don't trade with them.
Yeah.
It's probably a ruin. I'm pretty sure it's a ruin.
I thought we were also going to ask some of the slaves that we've rescued if they had experience, if their village was gone. I mean, some were going to stay at the keep, some were going to work in the mines, but I thought some of them might want to work on the boat.
Yeah. I said there's. I mean, you could definitely recruit enough crew.
Yeah.
Between like fishermen in Darkshelf and rescued liberated slaves. So,
well, then I would.
There is no.
Yeah, go ahead, Carl.
There is no entry for. I must have misspelled it. I was looking at an entry on the wiki. For that place. Yeah, it's an underwater ruin. This is actually an underwater ruin, like a sunken city. So hazardous. So probably no one flies along that coast at all, right? So anyway, so you're gonna ask?
Oh, what I was going to say is, it sounds like then we'll make a decision if we want to take the our militiamen, now henchmen, with us. But it seems to me then that our current course is pretty clear. Bronson's already in Nessermouth because that's how we.
He probably went there and then he's like, huh, and then he went back after. So he's with you guys now. I don't want to leave him behind. I don't want to leave him behind in the journey.
Okay. Well, in that case, he rejoined us when he realized that we weren't following him.
I thought you guys were right behind me.
Anyway, so I think our course is relatively clear. Then we get this ship re-rigged. I don't know if Darkshelf has like a big crane, because I think you'd probably need that to at least have a temporary mast. But installing a fully new one might require a bit more construction work. But we could at least get one the main mast re-rigged, set some kind of sail arrangement, and load this thing up and see about floating down the coast, because this will hold all of the cargo and goods we want to sell from the keep. We think at the Nessermouth we unload and we finally get our training in.
Yeah, Darkshelf just does not have the economic capacity to unload those furs and ivory.
Yeah, we're working on that.
Yeah, I can get. I don't need. This is the priest and the captain, but I can get rid of. So hopefully you took a screenshot since council. All right. Oh, look, fire. I should keep the fire. I should keep the fire.
Hanging out in the
water.
I never know.
Definitely think we should go sell the ivory someplace else, but
yeah, you can't.
Well, yeah.
The food and the furs we could probably
do.
give to the town people.
The furs are probably the most. They won't be able to buy them from you.
Yeah, we'll take that. We'll just
Yeah.
give them the food.
Yeah, the fur. I think the furs are the most. Let's see. Yeah, the furs are worth 13,200 gold pieces. So you're gonna, it's even going to take probably 2 weeks. I mean, you can't. They don't have the capacity. So Nessermouth can absorb that, and the furs might even take a couple weeks in Nessermouth to sell. You can't just dump them.
Well, we're
Yeah, Yeah, it sounded like these were going to be like luxury items. These aren't like, fur clothing for commoners. This is like nobility, sables, minks, that kind of thing.
Well, it's like raw. It's like treated fur that then they'd send to, like from Nessermouth, they would send probably, if a merchant in Nessermouth bought it, it would either go up towards the capital of Neron or across to Ornwall. There's a city-state of Ornwall south across the strait here. So anyway,
yeah.
But there's I was looking at Ornwall and said you guys have to go all the way to Ornwall, but you don't, because there's nothing. Nessermouth is pretty substantial. It's at about 4,000 people. So I mean, for a pseudo medieval society, it's pretty good.
And didn't you say that the one that Arlindia needs to talk to in Nessermouth, the representer of the king?
Oh, right. Yeah, I mean, Nessermouth has like
she just needs to know who she's supposed to talk to.
Yeah, probably the sheriff.
Okay.
Yeah, I mean, technically, like Nestor is probably like a equivalent of a bailiff. This guy here, or he calls himself like a village headman, but he's equivalent of a bailiff, and he reports to probably the sheriff of Nessermouth, and Nessermouth is, as you kind of dig into the politics of Neron, because it's really fun. You learn that this is like a holding of the king. So there's a sheriff, and they have like a naval. It's a port, and it's a naval, like also a naval base that protects the mouth of the Nestor River. So they're gonna have like a substantial capacity, to do what you guys need to do. At least in my opinion. I mean, it's not a city by any means, but a large town, burgeoning on a city. If only they could have more trade across the peninsula. Right.
Yeah. While you're updating everybody, I am just adding these spells to my character sheet.
Yeah, I think you got to roll to see if you learn them.
I
Did
can
you do that
add.
already?
Well, I learned some of them. Shield, sleep. Those are from the previous book, but
yeah,
I thought the deal was I had to do that once I was training.
Yeah, when you're training, you can do that.
Right, but I want to add them to the sheet so I don't
forget
them. Wall of fog.
Mm-hmm. All right. So, is there anything else we need to do in Darkshelf? We could.
Yeah, I've got one question. You'd mentioned having some of the henchmen, or basically we got 10 henchmen, correct? Would Junior been one of those by chance?
Junior is. I mean, he's. I guess Junior
could
probably level him up, but he's probably going to stay local. He's going to stay at he'll probably stay at the keep and be like in charge of security there, or help with stuff there.
Okay. I just wanted to make sure that I knew what was going on with him, because he was kind of a key figure.
Yeah, he's probably. I mean, unless you want him to go with you. I mean.
No, I mean he's fine staying back there. I mean, I just wanted to know what was going on with him, kind of what was going on with that loose end there.
Yeah.
Yeah, worth noting then that since Yogi, as noted, had some experience in sort of accounting administration, I guess he's kind of our office manager, if you
Yeah,
will,
pretty
now
much.
for Darkshelf. And then I remember that I had written down that one of the ex-slaves was a half-orc named Kurz, who I was inquiring around because if I wanted to make sure he had another kind of porter torchbearer type character. And it sounded like actually he might be coming on board as a full henchman.
Okay.
So at least you, Carl, you can correct me if I'm wrong there. I wasn't sure if he was just going to be purely like holding a torch, or he's going to be like fighting with us. But I think I probably want to. I think we probably want to bring him with, since I like the idea of having at least one NPC in our party who can help us haul gear and carry a lantern.
Yeah. So Kurz.
And just so that our watchers know, Arlindia wants to turn Darkshelf, our little keep, into a manor. She wants it designated as a manor.
Mm-hmm.
That way we get more support from the king. It'll grow our economy. It'll be better for the area. So she wants to start petitioning for that.
Okay. That's cool. I want to see if they have a good.
And having already been to Nesmouth, while I was there, would I have been able to find out anything about the Elder Elemental Fire or Elder Elemental Eye?
No, but well, you probably did, but we could roll. We could figure that out.
Because were they not from there? Is that
no? What could you know? That's how we do that. Here, I'll use this token for Kurz for the meantime.
Great, and I'll if he's going to be if he's a more of a henchman character, I'll give him a share of loot whenever we actually get to the point where we actually divvy stuff up.
Yeah. So let me make a ruling on this, and then I'll get to Wolsey's question. So for Kurz, so did he survive like going through the dungeon with you guys, or?
I think we only met him afterwards. I think he was in shackles the whole time, because it was Yogi and Junior who went through the quarry with us, and then I don't know if I'll leave this up to you, Carl.
Yeah,
I don't. Oh yeah, Quan was there. I don't think that we. I don't think that we specified who was with us on the ship assault. It's just militia. So to be honest, I don't know if he was here, if Kurz was there or not.
Okay, he wasn't with the militia, so he's probably still like a 0 level torchbearer porter, but you can elevate him at some point. I think I usually do the rule of 3. So like if he survives 3 like sessions, I'll put like a little dot on him, and then you can elevate him, as you wish. But you could definitely have, if you ask him, he doesn't want to stay here.
Great, but then I think unless anybody has an objection, bring him with us. He can be our new porter, and we'll he can help us move this cargo and carry dungeon loot and the like.
Yeah, I mean you can arm him and stuff. That's not a problem. But
sure. I mean, I was thinking that
and he'll fight with like morale check, or your reaction roll, or
Well, we've got spare weapons and armor from the guards there, as well as any hand-me-downs from our characters. Since again, one of us is going to be claiming that chainmail +1, so he should definitely be wearing something more than just clothes if he's going to be going to a dangerous situation. Although. Maybe not while we're sailing, admittedly. Metal armor while you're on a boat. Not a good idea in case you go overboard.
Unless he's got the ring on.
Okay. All right. So Bronson. So what would we do with that? Do you want to pay someone, or to like a sage, or do you want to do research for yourself in one of the churches or temples in Nessermouth?
I figured I wasn't going to pay anybody. I just figured while I'm there in Nessermouth doing my training, asking some of the elders or something like that, tell them about the run-in that we had.
Yeah, who's your god?
It would be Erlangen.
Yeah,
God of roads,
leaf,
travel,
the Great
and
Leaf.
distance.
Yeah. Is he the leaf guy? I can't remember.
I don't know about the leaf guy.
All right, so like in Nessermouth, Heronius is the official state religion. What are these guys? Let me see who these guys are. Oh yeah, so there definitely is an ally of your god, Biori. So it's a goddess of Earth, like the Earth Mother.
Okay.
So you could definitely. Oh, so you could definitely. Oh yeah, okay, that's cool. That makes sense to me. All right, so you could study at the Temple of Biori. They have like a shrine to your god, since they're Biori and Falargan are allied, very similar, domains. So you learn that the Elder Elemental Eye is known as the Elder Elemental God. It is an aspect of a god named Tharizdun, and Tharizdun is like a kind of a trickster. It was one of the is a god of eternal darkness, decay, entropy, malign knowledge, insanity. He's aligned. He's trying to gain alliance to the princes of elemental evil. Yep, and that's a symbol, the Elder Elemental Eye.
Sounds good.
Yep. I'm trying to think if there's anything else. Cults. The end goal of the cult is to free their imprisoned master. And their dogma is that worshippers of the Elder Eye envision a future where the world had been consumed by elemental chaos, floods, earthquakes, lava, and destructive winds, until only the faithful survive. He's like a apocalyptic type of deity. Cool. All right. Oh yeah, that's fine. You could change it. What is it? KH. Yeah, that's fine. I don't know.
Yeah, that's just a consistency note. I think you told me that last time.
All right. All right. So Bronson like rejoins you. He's got nicer robes. He's got his badge. He's trained at least one level. Got his badge that no longer says acolyte, but says adept from the guild of clerics. Okay. All right. All right. So, and nothing else to do in Darkshelf? Or any other questions?
Not that I know of.
Great.
I mean, right. I'm assuming we have people planting crops and people cleaning up the keep and all that kind of stuff.
Yeah, because it's kind of, I guess we started in the spring, so they're trying to plow and plant quickly. Sure, that's fine. Okay. You did invest.
Oh yeah, there was one Earth. I think Carl, you brought this up earlier. Not that anybody knows of any deposits right now, but I think this. Since this is limestone, in theory, there might be valuable metals we could potentially strike. Now, we don't have any knowledge of any such right now, but I think you brought up that there could theoretically be iron or gold deposits there.
Yeah, so iron, copper, or gold. So Bronson, you could have in Nessermouth, you could have looked around if you wanted to for like a dwarven miner, a dwarven.
Yeah. Sure, I'd absolutely do that. I mean,
so give me a roll. So give me a 2d6 reaction roll. Add any charisma bonus. See if you were successful. Nope. Oh yeah, they're very. I guess they didn't like you so much. Okay. There is I say there probably is a small contingent of like a dwarven guild there. They're probably like I don't know. It might be worth talking to them because like they go out into like this delta area and it, like pan for stuff apparently, but you know, maybe they're really angry because they really haven't found anything. They figure, well, these mountains must be rich, so all the tributaries come down and they're trying to find something, but you do not entice them this time around. In fact, they tell you very almost hostilely to f off with a 4.
I blessed them on my way out.
Yeah. Okay. But maybe they haven't been successful, and that's why. Okay. All right. Anything else in Darkshelf?
Surly dwarves, what's new?
Yeah, what's new? If only like I think the only dwarves that are like happy are like Eberonian dwarves. But then people are like, oh, they dress so. They look like Swiss Guard,
So what skill would a character have to have in order to like paint a logo or something like that on a boat?
You just pay someone. I mean, if you have like, there's no skills in AD&D, but if you have like a secondary skill that's related to something like that, you could probably design it and then direct some people here. And I mean, what kind of paints would they have? You could they really wouldn't have any paints or whatever, something like that, decorative type of stuff to do in Darkshelf. They could put it in tar, like it'd be like a black, they could definitely like scratch off, the where it says Longspan, or pull that name out, but you'd probably have to.
Well, I mean,
one other thing before I was going to. So I need someone to roll me the equivalent of a luck check. So roll me a d20, roll higher than 10.
Oh, I don't know.
Who feels lucky?
I don't know if I feel lucky. Who feels lucky?
I'm going to call somebody. Zorik. Roll me a d20. All right. So you do find materials to be able to repair the mizzenmast.
Yay. Because that's where I was thinking.
In the hold.
I would think that Arlindia would have been drawing in her book to come up with like a logo for Darkshelf Holdings LLC, and then something like that, and have it like for our flags at our what she would like to become our manor, and then once we decide on the name of the boat, we could put it on like the sail or something.
Dark sail's good.
The dark sail? Mm-hmm. Yeah, you could definitely paint that. I mean, someone could paint it in like black tar on the side of the boat temporarily.
Yeah, we probably want to rechristen the boat in order because if we just leave it as a long span, I don't
people are going to recognize it.
Exactly, I don't want it identified.
Right.
Yeah, you got to those extra. You're going to have to like I don't know what would they be flying. Trying to think who they flag do they fly? I think they fly a flag out of Highport.
That's what you said. Although if they are slave traders, they probably aren't going to be displaying a lot of colors.
Yeah, that's how I had written down was flag of Highport.
Yeah. Yeah. So based on the ship's log, they travel up. They travel up along Woolly Bay effectively, and then try to avoid the bright desert. There might be an entry like the mage wanted to stop at some of the ruins that we could see on the shore, but we decided against it, type of thing. Or despite the protestations of the mage.
So what would we have to do in Darkshelf here to rechristen our boat, so when we get to Nessermouth, people will be like, oh, that's a new boat coming into the port, and we could say this is the Dark Sail?
Well, we probably just rechristen it in Nessermouth, because that'd be more official. It'd be more official, right, with the sheriff and the naval assets there.
So he would do it too. so when I'm talking to him about turning us into a manor and all that kind of stuff, he could rechristen our boat, or
Yeah,
christen our boat for the first time.
Probably like a bribe and a swearing of fealty. I'm sure.
Yeah, and I imagine that depending upon whatever laws there are, if they have some kind of ship's register there, they're probably going to keep it in Nestor mouth since there's a major port rather than Darkshelf, where all we have is a little jetty for the fishermen.
Yeah, because they usually, most of them are like low draft, some clinker built, so they just put them on the shore. And occasionally they have like a jetty that goes out for the occasional larger ship that'll take stuff.
Well, that's the reason why I figured that to get the major repairs done, we probably would have to get the boat moving. Mind you, again, we get the sails we're ready to release one mast. That's good enough to actually head out. Or we might be a little reduced in speed from missing a mast, but the ship is completely seaworthy. But without a big crane, I don't think that we're going to be able to erect the other mast.
No, but you have materials at least.
Yes.
Okay.
Cool. Alrighty. So,
all right, let's go.
I shall embark upon the ship.
All right. Okay, so as we leave, guess what? I did all this encounters and wind and stuff ahead of time. They have this all this information in the AD&D second edition supplement of Ships and Sea works. So just kind of cool. So I calculated, how your cog. So I'll show you your cog has that kind of ability. Right. So you could probably like have a crew of like 8, and then have you guys on there to help out. That's probably fine. And do you want the militia to go with you? That like those 5 like Marines to go with you?
They might be able to vouch for us, which would give us more credence with the sheriff.
Yeah. What do you guys think?
Yeah, that would be good. Does anybody have extensive knowledge with sailing? I mean, like as a captain type thing?
Yeah, I don't have any like secondary secondary skill thing.
Well, I mean, I was thinking more along the lines of either fishermen there or anybody that we could hire for that.
Oh yeah, that you could find someone.
Okay.
Yeah.
They'll do it for. I mean, how much you want to pay them? I guess is the question.
Well, how much are we paying our people in the mine? What, like a gold piece a month or something?
Yeah.
What about a gold piece a month for him too? Like a gold piece a month to be split up from those that are our crew on the ship. Does that seem reasonable?
Yeah, that's definitely very reasonable.
Yep.
Are you guys okay with that?
I am.
Yeah, it's fine.
Okay, so I got your militia here.
Okay, then I will.
Yeah,
I'll take that off that we've paid them. So now we're at 1812.
Okay.
And I think taking the militia with us is reasonable. If Nystor can still, and presumably he's going to recruit
he has other people.
Yeah, he's going to recruit new people into Darkshelf militia. So it's not like suddenly the quarry in our area is like undefended. But these guys, you're right, that they vouch for us because they were really impressed of how he handled the long span there. If they vouch for us, that may go away because we actually have witnesses.
Right. Yeah. And I'm trying to turn us into a manor to get us better standing.
Right. No, I'm fully supportive of that. I know we're. If we're using like the rules for like name level build a stronghold type stuff, we're not there yet, so I'm not expecting like knighthood or title nobility, but official recognition
so someone doesn't
legitimacy
squat
would be right, exactly. So if we get the land recorded, we don't have somebody showing up later to dispossess us suddenly.
Exactly. And if somebody starts attacking us, I think then they are actually required to come help, right, Carl?
I don't know. I mean, sure they have feudal obligations, but guys are in the sticks.
Yeah, but
Yeah, given the background of this whole campaign that the slavers are raiding the coastlines up and down the Sea Gurnot and the rest the rest of the coastlines. I don't know necessarily we can count on having somebody rush a few hundred miles out to necessarily rescue Darkshelf. So I think we're probably going to be mostly on our own there.
which is fine. I just want them to. I just want them to acknowledge us.
Yeah, exactly. No, I'm in agreement with that. I mean, in theory, if we were invaded, I would think that they would be under obligation to protect their lands. Although, thankfully, other than the slave lords, I mean, I'm not expecting like thousands of orcs to come pouring out of the bright desert anytime soon.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that is. I mean, it is kind of a haul over mountains and stuff. So
We got a little time to build up our new little city here.
I mean, and then you kind of put a dent in the local goblin population because they probably recruited locally, or they grabbed some from you know from the Palmarsh. So
But I'm thinking, the mine, from what I'm assuming,
Mhm.
is not that large, but there's a lot of rock formations there. So I would also like to see if by doing so, could we lay claim to most of the mountain area there as like part of our holdings? And then if people came and wanted to mine in our area, we would get a portion of what they sell stuff for as a tribute. That's kind of what I'm thinking.
Well,
And that,
that's a future thing.
yes, but that might attract the dwarves a little bit more to be up there. We just have to get the holdings first.
Well, Bronson knows where they are, or knows what the building is at least, so someone else can try.
Yeah.
All right, next if you get there. All right, okay, so
Our Lindy, the politician.
day one. So I guess one choice you guys have is if you want to run the ship continuously, or go, sort of. I guess if you hug the coast, you can weigh anchor, obviously, but if you're out at sea, you would just drift. Um, but it's up to you if you want to do like half day on, half day off, or run continuously, which is possible to your crew.
Do we want to get on and off, then visit some of these smaller cities along the way to build
There's no smaller cities.
Oh, then there's really no.
What's the captain most comfortable with?
The captain. Well, I've never run a ship this large, but we're early to bed, early to rise. We do various shifts depending if we want to get, if we need to go, hunt for crabs or other shellfish or actual fish. I'm sure I can convince the boys, and the lasses and ladies to, rotate if you wish, master or my lord.
Yeah, I say let's just go continue. Let's do a rotating shift and keep going.
Yeah.
All right.
They can let us know if it becomes a problem, and then we can reassess it. But
okay, that's cool.
Yeah, I don't think we're really needing food either. We had plenty.
Yeah, plenty. You can resupply. It's not a problem.
Another option is we could run 2 full days straight, rotating the people, and then do followed by a half day of sailing and a half day of downtime, and repeat that to keep everybody fresh and still make good time.
Yeah. Okay.
yeah.
Well, the first day out, as we go, is a light wind from the south, which is sort of annoying, but these guys attack it pretty well. So you make about, you run into a set of shallows early on as you try to hug the coast. So I need someone to roll me a d20. Roll low.
Who do you want to roll, Carl?
Wolsey.
I think he might have just taken a bathroom. Oh, he did.
Oh no, 19. It's not good.
That's not low.
Well,
but that's okay.
that's not low.
But they're just getting used to sailing this.
Yeah, yeah.
So it's completely understandable. We brought repair kits with us. We're good.
I said roll low.
How about if he rolls a d20 and then we divide it in half?
That stupid PDF.
I rolled low on my first roll.
Yeah, you did.
Isn't the 19 what you subtract from D20 though? So we have a 1.
That could work. I'm liking these new math rules, except that could come back to bite us later.
All right, so
And you said that when using my spells, if I'm using the push, right, I can't use that on the sails, right?
no.
Okay.
The gust of wind, potentially. All right. Well, you run aground.
That's okay.
They apologize profusely. All right.
No damage done. Let's keep going.
There's damage.
But they need to fix it.
So,
just out of curiosity, how long would it take them to fix this? Like a whole day, half a day?
no, I don't know. I rolled 6, but I gotta see what that means.
The reason for my question is, do we have enough time to get out and
Yeah, you have to get out.
look on the shore and maybe in the area there, just do a little exploring.
Okay.
Just to see if I found anything or met up with any people.
Does this ship have like little dinghies or anything?
Yeah, you have like a ship's boat.
Okay.
We should have had at least one rowboat from what they brought with them before.
Right.
The one rowboat, because it's all they had.
Yeah, if you wanted to grab another small, you could have another. You could fit another boat on there.
So we actually have 2. There was one.
Right.
Yep.
One in the mine area.
Yep. You have 2
Oh
boats.
yes, that's right. No, that's good because again, when the slavers came to pay us a visit, they only had the one rowboat, which is one of the reasons why we were prevail over them. They couldn't get all their guys off the ship.
Yeah.
All right, so they can repair the work. They can jury rig things in like a day, but then it's going to make the seaworthiness. It's give a penalty to your seaworthiness until you can repair it at a shipyard. Again, they apologize. Fortunately, it's not like a rocky coast. It's more sand and shoals. But you guys you can get out, stretch your legs a little bit.
Well, Arlindia and wants to go over to like the land area. Bufo would like to go for a quick swim, see if he sees anything
Okay.
in the water and stuff. Eat a little algae, stretch his little froggy, toady legs.
All right. So is anyone else going ashore?
Yeah, I'll get in the. I'll have my plate mail off to the side, and I'll go over in the little dinghy. And then once I get on shore, I'll put my plate mail back on.
Okay.
I'll actually stay on the boat and do a little fishing. Maybe use fishing nets. Try to get some of the guys to do a little fishing.
Yeah.
That's cool.
I mean, we have other fisher folk on the boat. They'll probably help you. That'll increase. And we could sell that at Nessermouth, right? Whatever we find that we don't use.
Yeah, that's kind of what I was thinking too. So I'd rather, just replenish supplies a little bit, just see what happens.
Yeah. Okay.
What's the shoreline look like?
It's rocky, desolate. Well, no, it's not rocky. It's kind of I guess it would be.
I'm assuming it's not a very
not rocky like sharp rocks that dash ships, but kind of like there's no beach. It's not a beach. It's kind of more like that pebbly type of stuff. And then you see like a bunch of caves in the hills around. All right.
Okay.
This is when the GM decides to kill people.
Yeah, he likes to do that.
All right.
No,
So Bronson's on the boat.
Mhm.
Bronson's
I
on the
think-
boat. Arlindia's on the shore.
Whip
Who else
Bufo.
went? And Zorik is on the shore. And where's Broyden?
I think that Reardon is going to hang by the boat. I mean, presumably, for beached, and they push the ship ashore to repair the
Yeah.
underside hull damage, so that we can get this thing going again, so we don't have like a leak. Then I think that what you probably would do is oversee not offloading all of our cargo, but maybe getting some barrels or some crates or something there to build a little bit of something like a fortified camp, just in case anybody decides to mess with our repair crew.
Yeah.
Right.
And
Oh yeah, I guess that makes sense. Yeah, probably makes more sense. Like to people disembark while they try to, drag the boat.
They have to. I don't think you can repair from the inside out. I think you do have to actually, have it up on the beach, and you're going to have to go find the planks that are damaged and then nail them back in or patch them somehow. So, presumably we should. I think that Reardon's probably going to lead up an effort there to kind of build a little bit of a perimeter, because there's a bunch of caves nearby. I mean, could be nothing. Could have some Greeblies in it that I don't want them eating our crew.
exactly.
Okay. Maybe I'll just.
And Arlendia and Buffa would be looking for like pockets of maybe not tar. Tar doesn't just sit on the surface, but like real thick mud and stuff like that that might be useful for helping repair stuff. And then definitely if we see a tree, she would.
No trees.
There's no trees, nothing she could cut down to bring back anything to help.
Nah, I mean, you guys have repair stuff to repair available.
And I envision Bufo on his back, like just swimming and turning around, having himself a good time. Not going very far.
All right. Bronson's fishing, while this is going on. Okay. So Amy, roll a d6.
D6. We'll see what the dice gods are in the mood to roll.
Oh, good.
A 6.
All right. As you're kind of walking along the shore, I mean, you're probably within sight of everything. You and Bufo are walking on the shore. You said Bufo was swimming in the water. Is that what you wanted him to do, or
just
like in your pack?
He's in my pack now. I just let him out, and he did that and put him back in.
All right.
She protects him pretty well because his health equals her health. So.
Okay. You see a ripple in the water about 60 feet away from you, coming towards you.
Is there any way
I'll show you.
I could figure out what I'm trying to see if.
Who all sees the ripple?
No one is. Well, you guys aren't surprised. So whoever feels like they're near Arlindia.
I'm sure we'd all be together.
Okay. Well, there you go.
Oh, this was in the water.
Would I see it while fishing? I mean, would I see it while fishing?
Yeah, you're probably like a little bit away from them. I mean, everyone's on the shore because you got to raise the boat. But yeah, you could. So it's about 60 feet away from Arlindia. So however far away you think you are fishing from the rest of the group, Bronson.
And this is I can't tell what kind of creature that is.
Oh, it's a troll.
Okay.
Oh crap!
Yeah.
Well, let's see.
So Zorik, you see other ripples too in the water. Yep.
Troll, sea troll.
Yep. All right. So what do you want to do?
Arlindy wants to take aim.
Okay.
I'm trying
Great.
to see on here if it says how far she can fire her weapon.
Yeah.
My short
If it's
bow.
fit, you're well within range, but you're not in point blank yet.
Okay, so I will take aim, and wait
Okay.
for him to get into point blank range and then fire.
Okay. Do you yell something out?
I think
Well, everyone sees it.
everyone sees it. I would make my little whistle commands or whatever, little whistle noises, so that they would know what, bogey
Okay.
offshore.
All right. Okay.
I'll light a torch.
Okay. So, I guess we should roll initiative.
Okay. Who do you want to start?
I got a 6.
Okay. Who do you want to start?
Doesn't matter.
Pick.
You have to beat a 6.
Who wants to go?
I'll give it a roll. I haven't rolled yet today.
Mhm. All right. Okay.
Were we supposed to go low or high, Carl?
You want to beat my 6?
You can't
tie
beat
it.
us. Oh, well, we did.
Yeah. Well, you guys can tie it. All right. Okay. All right. Let's see.
You did good, Royden, even though you had an
Well,
insurmountable job.
Yeah. Royden, I guess you could roll me a 2d6 to start to kind of position everything. So it's 60 feet away from our Lindia established.
And she's aimed at it.
So yeah, so you are you're 40 feet from Arlindia, Royden. You and Kerr is like kind of working near the so you're 40 feet from Arlindia. So I guess you'd be 100 feet from that thing. Because Arlindia and Riordan can shoot before it goes. But I guess you could technically hold and then wait till it gets within 30 feet and shoot it. That's fine.
Yeah, I think it better do that since we need to put a lot of damage on this thing in a hurry.
Yeah.
Important note before if we're going to jump into combat here, did we ever decide who was going to wear that magic chainmail?
I thought I took it.
Yeah, I thought Snake did.
Okay, great.
Okay.
Just checking.
All right.
How close
Okay,
is Snake
so
to
go ahead.
me? How close is Veer to Arlindia?
You can roll 2d6. The only said he was nearby is Thoric. He said he was nearby Arlindia, so
Yeah.
probably something like this, relatively speaking.
Oh,
Yeah, you're maybe training the militia off to the side, running them through drills, maybe.
Okay.
So you're like that 12, 120. You're like 180 feet from the situation.
Now, is this swimming towards the boat or swimming towards the shore?
Swimming towards Arlindia.
Okay. And you said how many feet?
60 feet. Well, now it's going to be 30 feet when Arlindia shoots.
Yeah, I'll. Said I have a short bow out, so.
Yeah, you guys. Okay. Well, okay, go ahead and shoot, Amy.
He's in point blank range now?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
So I get my extras.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so that one. That was really bad. 10.
Yeah, that's a miss. So you just get your first shot.
I know.
Okay. Right.
But Zorik most likely hit.
Oh, I know Zork. Well, it swims pretty fast. see if that works.
Was it a hit?
That's a hit. Yeah.
Okay.
For you. 6 points.
And second one missed.
Oh, am I taking my second one now?
Yeah, you might as well take your second shot.
And I didn't get any bonuses for aiming, right? Because I didn't put anything in for that.
No.
Okay. Please be good. 13.
13 is a miss.
Apparently, this is going to be one of the days where I don't hit anything.
Yep. All right, so that's a hit.
You get 2 shots with your bow.
Well, he had me take one, and then he told
Yeah,
me
because
I
it's got to
got
swim.
one.
It's got to swim up.
Okay.
But then it gets to go, and then my next time I'll get my 2 shots simultaneously, I believe.
I think.
Is that correct, Carl?
Yep. All right. So you see one kind of ripple near where the ship is as well. It swims towards.
How close are they? Like, could I use my sleep spell on them?
I think they're too big for sleep. They're too many hit dice for sleep.
Which means they're much higher level than me.
Yep. The world is dangerous. Okay. So Bronson, you see one kind of swimming towards you now too. Out there fishing.
I think I might have been doing this wrong. That's okay. Okay. I didn't add my modifier for being in point blank range. It's okay. I know for next time.
I think would have made it. 13 would that have made a difference? 13.
I'm getting on shore.
Yeah, you guys are all on the shore. I mean.
Oh, we are?
Yeah, you're just fishing from because everyone has to disembark. You know.
Right. If I'm on shore, I'm in my plate mill then, of course.
Yeah.
I'm lighting the torch and I'm going to move closer to the air.
Okay. All right.
So if my sleep spell won't work, that means the rest won't work. That I know.
Depends what you want to do.
Well, I don't know the other ones yet. They're in the book. So,
okay. I guess well, all it could do is move up to you. It can't attack, but it kind of gets out of the. Are you on you move back? I guess away from the shore.
Me?
Yeah.
Yeah, I would have gone back a little bit.
Okay. So that forces it to. Oops. Sorry, Zora.
It's hard because you have it in the water. I'm assuming we saw him when he was probably about here, and I would have gotten to about here, type of thing.
Yeah, that's fine.
I'm up on the land.
That's fine. I mean, it's like theater of the mindish, but everything is relative. Okay. Yeah, you guys back up. It kind of comes on shore. It's a little, like you can see, like swimming like really kind of fast. When he gets on shore, it kind of like waddles in a way. So it's kind of. So what's your movement?
Me?
Yeah.
Quite a bit. Hold on. I've got to figure out where it is.
I think it's just wearing change, so it should be move 9.
Yeah.
Chain.
So you can
yes,
move like
I'm on chain, but I was trying to see where my movement is. Unarmored AC 9.
All right. So you can move. So that means you can move like 90 feet back. If you wanted to.
I want to be in point blank range still.
Okay, so you're gonna move 30 feet from the shore. Okay, that's fine.
I want my, and I'll remember to roll the extra one now.
All right, and Zorik, did you want to move back?
Okay, so this
Um,
says, Carl, it says normally I can do 12, but with that on, since it's just heavy, it's 9.
Yep.
Okay.
Okay, so
30 feet.
they're coming out of the water
Yeah.
real close, huh?
Yeah, I'm just trying to do this.
Yeah, I'll move back and I'll pull out my javelin. And then another thing that what I've been needing to do, like, so we can't have the abilities of our levels, but we can have the hit dice of our levels.
The hit points, yeah.
Yeah. Okay. I'm still at still setting at my second level hit points. So
Okay.
can I go ahead and get up to my 4th level?
Yes.
Okay. So I need to roll two D10s and 2 D8s and half it.
Yep.
Did we do that for me already, Carl?
Yes.
I thought we did.
Yep.
I'm sitting at my 3rd level. Hit points still too.
Yeah, because I thought we paid for everybody to go up to 3rd level on their stuff.
Yeah, you can do. Yeah, you can do your bronze. You can do your like 4th level.
Okay. And while I'm unmuted here, any of these guys that Veer's training, or any of them using a bow? Like I said, I was lighting a torch.
They all use bows.
Okay, I was lighting a torch, and hopefully they can light some arrows and start firing them at these trolls.
Okay, so
that's kind of what my thought was moving over there.
Okay.
Okay, so I get an additional 10 points of hit points.
Yep.
Okay. That is nice.
Yeah, honestly, on Amy's character,
because I went up in the classes, but I didn't move anything else. I think we just moved up hit points.
Yeah, I think you get another D10 divided by 2.
D10 divided by 2.
Yep. So
3.
Yeah, 3 more. Cool. Okay. Yeah, so you shoot it, and then you guys move back, which is actually pretty smart, because it kind of, you can see it's very like ungainly on the shore.
Yeah.
All right, so Rordan, you see like one kind of swimming towards these guys. It hasn't gotten there yet, and this one kind of moves towards you guys, and this one gets on the shore as well. Maybe I'll draw a little shore thing. Okay, something like that. All right, so I guess it's a new round.
So he's still in the water?
Yeah, unless Rordan, you wanted to shoot at it from.
Yeah,
distance.
I should take my shots there, because
Which one did you want to? No, oh, this guy. Shit, I messed that up. Sorry about that.
Any of those guys that Veer's training, would any of those guys fire?
I don't know. You're probably letting them know that what's going on this round.
Okay.
So.
Yeah, we should shout and call out to them. I think we kind of fall. I think we kind of fall back to stay with them, and we probably like shoot and scoot backwards, since I don't like the idea of being in melee combat. That still effective first level attack matrix of a troll.
Okay, so Rordan, you probably need to get these guys moving too.
Yeah, so I'm probably shouting and calling out to them.
Do you want to shoot at this one then, or this one?
If I saw Zorik and Arlindia trying to shoot the troll already that's got arrows sticking out of him, I'm gonna take my shots at this one.
Okay. Okay.
So, but I am not going to move up towards them.
Okay.
I do not want to get into melee combat with these guys. So, all right. No modifiers then.
Yep. That's a mess. Jeez.
Yuck.
You're not supposed to shoot like Arlindia.
All right. So give me a A command check. Give me a roll reaction roll with a +2, Gordon, and any other charisma bonus you might have to get these guys' attention. Because they're like busy hammering away and stuff, you know.
Just remind me. I think I just double checking here.
+2 because they're like your friends,
no,
you know.
Yeah, no charisma modifier. So
8. That was 8 neutral. Does anyone know the BX thing off the top of their heads?
No. I can pause it if you
There
need.
we go.
You need me to pause?
Yeah. They look up at you like, huh? What? Sorry. 8's a neutral.
yeah.
All right, so a new initiative roll. So who rolled last time? Amy?
No, I did not.
No, I rolled last time.
Who's I? Sorry, I don't recognize that one.
Great, Riodon.
Okay. All right, Gordon rolled. Okay, so let's do Snake. Good roll. Initiative.
2.
2. 1. All right. Okay.
So I can take both shots at the same time.
Yep. Yeah, everyone can go.
Let's hope this goes better this time.
That's a hit.
17. And I get my extra, right?
Yeah, you get your extra D6.
So there's right.
Yeah, that's a hit. Nice.
Hold on. I gotta get it.
Wow.
9 plus, so it's 15. And that's the first arrow.
Yeah, 15. Okay.
And second one? Or you want me to wait?
No, you can do your. Wow. Okay.
25.
Nice. But not a natural crit, is it? No.
I don't
Almost.
think almost, but I
That's
don't
a hit.
believe so. Okay. That guy, and then my extra 6 there. So 8. A lot. I'm just going to say a
14.
lot. So he might be hurting.
Oh, it's hurting pretty bad.
He might be hurting.
All right, Zorik.
Arlindia is going to turn over to Zorik and wink at him. She's letting him finish him.
No.
I didn't say play with him. Just kidding. Just teasing.
13. 13's a miss. Yeah, 13's a miss.
Even though he's on land.
Yeah. All right, so you miss it. Okay. Interesting. All right. Who else is gonna go? Who wants to go next? Like, did these two guys?
I'll go. I want to direct the militiamen to fire their short bows at this guy.
Okay.
Target
Bronson, you gonna light him up, Bronson?
Absolutely. That's why I've got my torch there, so they can light their arrows.
Okay. All right. Go for it. So they can fire.
How many militiamen is it?
What's that?
How many militiamen is it?
5. So 10 arrows. Ooh.
Ooh, one's a crit.
Yeah, that 15 is still a miss. The guy is not going to get a second shot. He has to restring his bow or repair his bow. But the other 2 hit and a crit also. So that's going to be. Yeah.
Is that double damage?
Yeah, it's going to be double damage. So 3 damage dice coming for that first volley. So 9. And then hold on.
Then you want to resolve their second attack for 4 of them?
Yeah, I gotta see the fire damage though.
Oh. Oh yeah.
Oh yeah. So roll 2d6 extra.
8.
Wow. All right. Second volley. One guy. You only get 4 this time because one guy missed. They missed.
Right, and then I'm gonna move forward a little bit and use my bow.
Okay.
Ooh, that's a hit.
So 8. 6 section. Okay.
And then my second shot.
Nice. 4. Okay. All right. All right, Royden.
All right, I'd like to. Can I get over to where Bronson and the militia are? Because presumably, if he's got like a bonfire or something going, I want to dip my arrows into the fire so I can shoot those at the troll.
Yeah, you can move over there. That's fine.
All right, great. So I'm gonna do that,
Sorry.
and then. But I still have line of sight at. Have them come with me.
And do you want to try to? Well, I guess these guys, since you guys won initiative, they see what you guys see, and they'll move back. They'll start running.
He might not have needed to move if Kurz is his torchbearer. I'm assuming he would have lit the torch for him.
But this guy's got a fire going. Bronson does so.
Oh, okay.
I don't know if I'd actually have Kurz have lit a torch right now. Besides, I'm kind of figuring that having him like put a torch up to light the arrow is going to be slower than if they just like, they like lit a barrel on fire or even just sort of like a normal bonfire or something like a campfire. I can just dip my arrow into it, just take like only 2 seconds, then loose it.
Okay.
Yeah. Cool.
So I'm thinking
you're not in point blank with any of these guys, but you can still get. You're still in range. You got a longbow, right? So.
Yeah. My question is going to be then. I was expecting point blank from where I am, but I saw a line of sight on this guy that Arlindy and Zark have been shooting at.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like the shore slopes up.
Okay, then let me take my shots at that guy. Shooting him earlier. There you are.
Ugh.
Yeah, today is not my day.
Yeah. Okay.
It's all right. You're just getting off the boat. No big deal.
All right. So this guy here is gonna run back to the water or dive into the water.
Do I get an opportunity to shoot him before he goes? No.
No. He doesn't go far though. He kind of just like goes as far as he can, so he can like dip into the water.
Okay, so I could move forward and still shoot at him.
Yeah, I mean, it'd be a minus, but he's trying to hide. But okay.
Well, who's closer?
Oh, curious.
Or is this one?
Well, this is their round, so.
They regenerate in the water.
He's trying to heal, is what he's trying to do, I believe.
Yeah, let me see. What is the regeneration? Used to be 3, but it's to be different. Mm-hmm. No, it's 3. Okay. Yeah, I guess Zorik and Lindia, you see like it goes back in the water and it's starting to, some of its wounds are starting to heal.
Well, that's what I would want to come forward.
Well, that was it. I'm doing their turns.
I know. I'm just saying I would want to come forward, but this guy.
So how far did you?
How far is this guy from us?
He hasn't come in out of the water yet. So Veer, how far did you get from this guy?
I moved so that I was 100 feet. So
100,
it's medium
100 feet.
range.
Okay. I'm gonna roll for this guy. Just debating. I don't know. He thinks he can do it. He's gonna move 30 feet towards you. Yeah, they're really ungainly. So he's like 70 feet away now. So then from you guys, you move. So that'd be from these guys. It's 150 from these guys. Yeah. All right. From you guys. I mean, you can still shoot at this guy too, Lindia. You can move in that direction, or you can move towards the shore, whatever. All right. So this guy here. Oh man, I gotta roll for him too. Do you want to risk it? Because those guys those guys without armor are really fast, you know. All right, he's gonna come up. Oops. All right, so he is. He's 90 from these guys. Okay. All right. Although maybe he might look it over this way too. We'll see. We'll see. Okay. That was it. They can't do anything. They have no ranged attacks. So it's a new round. So Woolsey, initiative. I got a 2. Man. I had one chance. One chance.
But you still beat it.
So this guy moves to within 40. If you want to change that veer, 40 away now. And he moves. Let me see what this guy. Zorik, roll me 2d6. Four. Ooh. He's gonna start moving this way.
How close is he to us?
He's like 10 feet away. He moves within 10 feet of Zorik now.
So he's point blank range of us?
Yeah.
Okay.
He's like, that's way too far to get the crew. And he saw this tasty half orc over here.
Get him, Zorik, get him.
Alright.
10 feet's basically melee. It is melee.
Yeah, Zorik. Well, it's that was them. All they could do is move. Alright, so.
Okay, I'm gonna drop my bow and charge with the javelin.
Okay. I mean, you can have Amy shoot him over your shoulder, or do you want to shoot this one, Amy?
Pardon me?
Or what did you want to do? This guy's point blank for you guys, Amy.
Which one? The one Zorik's on?
Yeah.
Because I'm assuming our Lindia would have pulled one of the poison arrows out for this guy over here then. She was originally going to shoot this guy with it, but if he's point blank, she'll go after him. But let's
poison. What is a poison? Poison arrow.
It's the one it's the poison that we got when we were in Thieves.
Someone's eating ice. Who's eating ice? Woolsey's eating ice.
It's the poison that we dipped our arrows in when we were in the caves down below, fighting in the area. I don't know which poison it was.
Okay. That's a good question. Okay. Well, I will. Hopefully, I have that. Go ahead. Go ahead and roll.
It's Zorik, though.
Oh, Zorik. Yeah. Well, I mean, I guess you're probably softening him up before Zorik gets there, technically.
Okay. So take one shot or both shots?
You can take your first shot, and then we'll see how it goes.
Okay. And he's point blank.
Yeah. That's a hit. Nice.
Not that I wanted to deprive us of any advantages, but can you jog my memory? What poison? I remember we had some oil-soaked arrows for ignition for fires, and I don't remember poison.
Oh, okay. Could be oil. It doesn't matter. I mean, she's just pulling out arrows. It's one from that fight. It doesn't matter. And she didn't light it on fire or anything. So 10 points of damage.
Okay. Do you want to let her? Do you want to get her to take the other shot, Zorik, so you don't get hit with an arrow accidentally? Although it's large, so.
Is she taking another one, or?
It's up to you. It's up to you. If I see you go, if you reach him and you start melee, I will hold my arrow.
Right. Yeah. Well, I'm charging, so if you'll see me just take off running at him, you could probably get the one shot and then.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah, I'm just gonna hold.
All right. Or you could shoot. You can shoot this guy if you wanted to, but they wouldn't be point blank.
Well, I would want to move up to shoot him.
Yeah, I don't think you can shoot. I guess you technically can because you.
I haven't moved yet.
Yeah, I guess technically the bowman can shoot because they get that first arrow before initiative, and then they can move and shoot. But normally you can't move and then shoot. Does that make sense? I don't know. What do you think, Gordon? You're the other bowman.
Well, I mean, the movement rules in Advanced Dungeons and Dragons are ambiguous as to whether you can move and shoot. So I would say that if it sounds reasonable for
common sense dictates. Yeah, it's fine.
Yeah. Okay, if you think it's reasonable that specialists can move and shoot, then we should be able to do it. On the other hand, if you view it as you need to stand in place and aim and then take your shot, then arguably you wouldn't be able to shoot and then move and then shoot again. So
it's a minute long though.
It's a minute long, so you have to make a decision how you want to handle it within kind of the game space of initiative.
All right. Yeah, go ahead, Amy.
Okay, so I'm point blank to him, but down one. You said because he's back in the water, or what?
Yeah, so it's point blank, but you're gonna shoot at -2 to hit him. He's kind of hiding.
-2 to
partially
hit?
sunk. Yeah. So it's a net of -1. Oh, wait. You're point blank, so it's +2, -2, so it's no bonus.
No bonus, so no modifiers.
Yeah. 16.
Does that
hit? Yeah, okay. 16 hits.
But I still get my extra die, though, right?
Yep, you still get your extra die. I guess he peeks his head above water.
6 points. Not very much.
Right.
Sorry, Zorik.
No, that's good.
All right.
Any damage is good damage.
Zorik, you can go ahead and go, and then we'll resolve what's going on over here.
Now you're raging away.
Okay, do I get any modifiers for charging?
I think you get a +1 to hit and damage, but minus to armor class. But
I think it's +2 to hit.
+2 to hit. Yeah.
I don't believe you get a damage bonus, but you
+2 to hit is fine.
You do it to the. I don't know what monster claws are considered. Probably they don't have a weapon length on them. Because normally when you charge, if they have an action ready, they can try and hit you first if the weapon's longer.
But he didn't have. All he could do was move. They're very gangly on the land.
17 should hit.
They probably don't have a weapon length then.
17 hits. Six, and then doesn't it do something else? Is that with the bonus and everything? Does it do more? I thought it did more, but
don't know.
J-Ro, does the javelin do more?
Wasn't that javelin?
It's a +2/+2, but if you scroll on it, it's already giving me the +2 damage.
Gotcha. Yeah. Okay. All right. Zorik is crazy. All right. Over here.
Well, let's start with the militia firing fire arrows at this one.
Okay.
So 5 of them.
Misses.
All right. Do their second attack before we do our characters.
Yeah, go ahead. 2 hits.
Boom, boom.
So 8.
8 plus 2 fire dice.
Yeah, Bronson, you want to roll the fire dice?
Sorry.
Oh, it's okay. 17. All right. Is that right? Wow. Okay. Wow.
It did better than the arrows.
Yeah. 17 points. Okay. Well,
Bronson, you want to go before I go?
I will. How far away is he from me?
110 feet.
110 feet. You know what? I'll stay right where I'm at. I mean, I can't move that far. I've only got 60 movement right now because of my plate mill.
Okay.
So I'll just kind of hold ground, and I'll have a flask of oil ready.
Okay. Yeah, let's go. You get a flask of oil out just in case.
Yeah.
Okay. Beer, you're 40 feet away.
Right. So.
Yeah, on this thing, it's all wet and stuff, so the fire just does the damage to it initially and kind of goes out.
Yeah. Did you say we can move and then shoot, or shoot and then move, or it doesn't matter?
Well, it's a minute long, so you could shoot at him. I mean, you can't, or you could charge him. It's up to you.
Now I'm going to try and finish him up with my bow.
Okay.
See a 5.
That's a miss. Yeah.
All right. Second arrow.
Nope.
That's a miss. All right. I'm going to move 10 feet away from him and towards Zorik. So now I'm at 50.
Okay.
Modify that typing.
Yeah. I like my funny looking ones, but you could put your little 50. Fine. All right.
I wasn't doing that. Mine was the text one.
Yeah, I know. All right. I think is that it? Oh, Royden.
Yeah. So I loose my volley. Same, and I'm doing the same thing as the archers did. So.
Dang.
That one hits.
Okay.
Was that
First hit of the day.
Was that a nat 20?
No.
No.
As an 18.
I was hoping.
Right. 5, and then the fire.
This is D6?
Yeah. 7. Nice. All right. That one goes down.
See, unalived. Yay.
Yep. And yep. Okay. It doesn't seem to be regenerating. All right. New round. So I'll let Zorik roll since he's in the most dire situation. I got a 6 though. All right. Ouch. What's your AC? It's good though, right?
Who are you asking?
Zorik, what's your AC?
2.
2. Okay.
Yeah, he is wearing the plate mail we got off of his so.
Yeah, that's good. Right. Well, that one's easy. 2. Okay. This claw bite coming.
No.
2 hits and a miss. The claws hit, but the bite misses. So you take 5 points of damage, Zorik. It claws you. Can he grab you if he hits you with those claws? Okay, interesting. All right. No, he can't. He doesn't grab you or anything. Okay. This guy here. I mean, he's really messed up. So let's buddy die.
On failure morale check.
Yeah. Oh yeah, he's gonna start swimming away rapidly.
Arlindia let him go. But then
And you could kind of watch. Oh well, he's probably gonna swim out to sea. 5. Yeah. So he swims. He was 30 feet away, so now he's like 150 feet. If you care.
I'll let him go.
Okay.
Because I think I don't get any bonuses for trying to shoot him, and then I take negative. So
Yeah. All right. That's
That's
it.
She'll just train
Dang,
her eye
that's
on
it.
this one. Yeah.
All right. That's wow. You guys go. You lost initiative. Okay. Who wants to go? Zorik, you go ahead and go first. In the melee.
Feel free to really mess him up.
Yep. That's a miss. You're gonna get 2 times. All right. So remember Arlindia, if you fire into melee, there's a chance you could hit Zorik.
I don't think I can get to.
You can move in there. You can put your bow down and move in there and attack melee. Yeah.
Okay, so run in and go at him with my longsword.
Yeah.
Okay, and I get 1, 2. Okay, hopefully this works.
Mm-hmm.
Nope.
Right.
But I'm there. Not helping.
Yeah. Veer or these guys here.
How far away is Veer from him? Can I get to him in melee range?
What's Veer's movement?
12.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Yeah, for sure.
All right, so I'll drop my bow and move up, and can I still draw my shield too, besides my sword, or no?
So you drop your bow. Probably not this round.
Okay, but I can draw my sword and swing.
Yeah, yeah.
All right, so and it's not a favored round.
Nope.
It's last round.
Oh,
it's a crit.
So a limb goes flying off. Left. Well, I rolled D4, I guess.
I think
if you get a crit on a troll, a limb goes flying off. So you chop off its left leg.
Then he should fall over.
Yeah, it's gonna go.
He took 20 points of damage.
Took 20 points of damage.
Wow.
Jeez. Oh, did you roll the extra dice?
I think it did it automatically when I'm looking at it.
Oh yeah, it rolled 2 dice. Yeah, yeah, and he falls over prone.
Oh. And I'm going to yell for the militiamen to bring fire with them.
Okay.
And they're going to move closer. I don't know how closely you can move them.
Yeah. All right, Royden and the militia and Bronson. What do you guys want to do?
I'm going to head over to that one that was already dead with the torch and oil, just in case, just to make sure. I'm going to check the body though before I torch it, but I will start torching it.
Okay.
Once I finally get there.
Yeah.
And I will
take you a couple of rounds, right, to get there.
All right. And then once I finally get all that done, I will eventually make sure that they burn that leg too.
Okay. All right. So, Royden, what do you want to do?
Yeah, I think that I'm going to motion to Kurz the militia, and this guy's now prone, and it's not like a raging melee. Yeah. Preferably, we were able to go like wide and flank, and if he's like down on the ground, and Zorik and Veer and Arlindia, they're no longer pairing, exchanging blows, we could just shoot him without risk of hitting everybody else.
You might risk hitting people if he's down on the ground.
Well,
this guy here is 260 feet away from you guys.
Oh, okay.
Come up with fire to be able to end him.
Yeah, it's gonna be a -2 to hit because he's kind of partially submerged, but it's worth a shot, maybe. I don't know. 260 feet. I don't know what that. That's still probably okay for longbows. I don't know what they have.
Well, if I'm gonna take a penalty for hitting him because he's also down, and I got 3 allies, if within 10 feet, I don't want to shoot them.
Oh no, I was talking about this one down here. The one that's swimming away.
Yeah, hit him with the flaming arrow. Hit him with the flaming arrow.
Oh, you want? Oh, I'm.
This guy.
Yeah, sure, that works. Serve my attacks.
Yeah, that guy down there. Okay.
Yeah, I was focusing on the guy that they were fighting. I kind of forgot about the guys fleeing.
Oh yeah, it's a crit.
Oh, okay, that works.
Wow. Nice.
Plus extra.
Damage is the same. And
9
then,
points of damage.
Then I guess the fire damage.
Yeah, the fire. I mean, I guess he's
Although, would there even be fire damage if he's still in the water?
probably not. But I mean, he kind of stops. He stops. He's like floating. What is he at? Minus. Right. So he did 9 minus 5.
He might regenerate, but maybe his remains
Yeah.
will float out to sea first.
Yeah.
Well, those are oil. If those are the fire oil.
Oh yeah.
Arrows, they would burn still.
Yeah, it kind of coats. Yeah, I'll go ahead and roll a d6. That's fine.
And the important thing about that is if they're dead, I mean, if they've got the fire damage, any fire damage at all, they're dead. They can't regenerate, which means.
Well, what's his name saw him regenerate in the water.
But if they have the fire damage.
Oh, yeah. That's right.
They don't regenerate. So.
Oh, yeah, that's true. Any troll. Yep.
So the importance to that is somebody has a ring of swimming, and there's going to be a troll cave around here. They're going to have a habitat somewhere.
All right.
Should we decide to look for it?
Yeah, but you're going to have to add water breathing onto that also.
All right. This one's dead and floating. There's like a little fire thing on the water, smoldering on the surface of the water. All right. Okay. This last is I think that's it for everyone, right? New round.
Yeah, I think the last thing I'll do then is I'm gonna motion occurs as soon as they take down that last troll, I want him to torch the body, and he can do that.
Yeah, he grabs the torch and lights it up from the fire that's going on there. Okay, new round. So I guess it's going to be Snake. Guess you get to roll initiative. All right, go for it. Who wants to go first?
I think
That's a favored round too.
Yeah, I was gonna say I thought Veer would go first because it's a favored round, and then after that probably Zorik.
Yeah, it's gone.
So the first hit did 11 points of damage.
Yeah,
he's gone.
And motion for them to set him on fire.
Yeah, it occurs. Runs over. Nice. Oh wow. Okay.
Flambéed. And this guy over
I didn't
here,
realize how
here
ungainly
is
they are out of the water. Huh?
This guy is also unalived.
Yeah, this guy's done. Okay. Bronson makes sure. Yeah. And then someone burns that leg that's kind of twitching. Throws it on the. Cool. All right. Yeah, I don't know if you want to. I guess you guys can try to. If someone wants to actually swim and look for a lair, you can. I'll just make it a roll or not, and then if not, then these guys will try to jury rig or repair and move on our way, right?
Well, they should repair anyways.
We might be able to mark where the layer is, but I presume it's underwater and we don't have water breathing. But we can mark it on our map for.
Yeah, if you find it.
Yeah, if we find it.
I'm not sure if the troll's lair would be underwater, but it could be on the land somewhere.
It could be. I just assumed since they're aquatic trolls, it would likely be underwater.
I agree. But we could also. I mean, if the repairs are done, we could get going. And if somebody could bind me,
the repairs are going to take the rest of the day, basically. So.
Yeah, it seems to me that aquatic trolls, if they're living in somewhere which is going to be watery more likely than not, then where they can have the regeneration advantage and possibly where they can swim on us and therefore have high movement speed rather than move 3 where they were, that really saved us here. Frankly, I'd rather just stick at the ship, hole up, get this thing repaired, and get moving again.
Yeah. Well, at Bronson, someone can flip you the ring if you want to swim around and try to look for it.
Sure, I'll do that. I'll at least try. I mean,
Yeah. So we'll do it like a. All right, just roll a d6.
Carl, is it fair to state that we would have had a lot of extra ammunition and brought from the keep and loaded at the boat? Because I taught my character off before the combat started.
Yeah, you could have loaded up.
Yeah, I figure that we probably, especially now that we've seen these trolls, we might as well make sure that we have brought a lot of stuff and make more oil-soaked arrows for fire purposes. So probably distribute that to all the militia as well. We've got a whole day. We can make a bundle of them. So there's going to be more trolls. Those fire arrows really did some work there.
Yeah, they did. Yep. Okay. Yeah, I guess you can recover that last body, and make sure you drag it onto shore, Bronson. So it doesn't so like a fish doesn't eat a part that's not on fire, and it regenerates into a full troll. Yeah, let's take so you don't find swimming around Bronson, you don't find the lair or anything, and then we could take like a 5-minute break, and then like towards the end of the day, like you guys see a fishing boat that kind of hails you as you guys are there run aground finishing repairs on the dark sail. So you hail them, they hail you. You guys can exchange information, but we'll figure that out after the break.
All right.
Take 5 minutes.
Great.
Get off the keyboard. Stop it. Why do you be so bad? Paused.
Yeah, that was a good call there, Woolsey, to look for treasure. So roll me a d8. I did some rolls there, as you can see all the percentiles. So roll me a d8, Tim Woolsey. 4. So you find 4 pieces of jewelry on these guys.
Oh, hang on.
Probably like coral type stuff.
Okay, so I've got to get this into our loot thing here. Hold on.
Yep. And
Okay, so
roll a percentile dice now for me, Woolsey.
4 jewelry, you said?
Yeah, 4 pieces of jewelry. Oh, there you go.
How much would they be worth?
The 4 pieces of jewelry. That's cool.
I think he's determining that right now.
Yep. So you find 4 pieces of like kind of coral wrought with probably some, I don't know. You don't know if they did it, but it looks pretty nice. Like bangles here, bracelets, coral with shell, rare looking shells and some like gems. Nothing fancy, but they were probably worth 1,900 gold for that.
That's nice for those.
For that coral, it's definitely not. You don't think it's troll make, but
No, 1,900 gold total, right?
Yeah,
So
yeah.
Not per each. Okay, and then anything else?
Yeah. There's a couple other things. So, Snake, if you could roll me a percentile dice. They have like a pouch or like a little net full of stuff. 25. There is like a ceramic vial on them.
Okay.
It's got some like very harsh looking writing, like very like angular type of writing on it.
Okay.
So looks like it could be you kind of shake it. It's like a potion or something. And then Amy, if you could roll, Amy and J-Ro, if you could roll me percentile dice. So 75 and 95. The big one, I guess, the big one that you guys took out, well, that was the one that you guys shot with all those arrows and flaming arrows.
Mm-hmm.
So one of the guys, I guess maybe that's why that guy was a little harder to hit. One of those guys had like a shield strapped to his back. Looks like a made from like a big turtle, but it seems to be held up pretty well. It's got some magical runes on it. And 55. That's what you find, Zorik.
Okay.
Maybe the guy that you charged with the javelin. He had like a shield strapped to his, or a turtle shell strapped to its back. But when you examine it, you look like it has on the inside. It has some like straps that you could use as a shield, and it's really light and stuff. And you see some, I think you detect some runes on it as well.
Okay.
And then the last thing is a 55. That's a 95, but it's a 55. An apparatus of quality. No, I'm just kidding.
It's what?
I think I just roll another percentile die.
Why 55 is nothing?
No, it's something, but roll a percentile dice. For Amy again.
19.
Makes sense. One of them had like a rope
Rope.
pulled around his belt, or pulled around his,
It's
like worn as a belt, like a rope belt to carry everything. And it's like, it's actually like when you kind of pull it out and around, it kind of like snakes around by itself.
It's magical.
Yeah, it's magical.
And all it does is carry things, or what does it do?
Oh, I don't know. You guys have to sit down and make those rolls to see if you can identify these things. All right, so the fishing boat, we're recording again, right? Yeah.
Yes,
the fishing boat.
been.
Yeah, the fishing boat comes by, and they say, "Oh, hey, what happened?
Just another day out on the water.
It looks like you ran aground. Yes, treacherous shallows here in this area. You should put out to sea."
We're attempting to. What brings you to this area?
Fishing. We know we're coming. We're going in for the day. They tell you there's like a fishing village. Maybe about 10 miles down the coast.
Okay.
So, gonna do some night fishing. So they say.
What are you using to fish with?
They have like nets and stuff like that.
Okay, I was just kind of double checking your story.
Yeah, they're like a legit fishermen.
Have these trolls been in this area bothering you a lot lately?
Oh, trolls! What? Oh well, no. But are you showing them the burn bodies?
I'm sure they see them.
Like we thank you greatly. No, we did not know anything about trolls moving into this area. That is very scary.
Well, we're from Darkshelf, and this is the Dark Sail, and we're heading down to Nezermouth.
Kind of looks like the Dark Knot Sail.
Well, it kind of got damaged a little bit, and we're always looking for crew and people that might want to help out the cause.
Yeah, they're from the village of. They say their name. The name of the village. Those are awful. You have Darkshelf, something that looks like that. They say their village. They call their village White Ridge.
Maybe someday you'll want to come up to Darkshelf and visit our fine city as well. You know, we've got lots to offer travelers. There's a bed and breakfast, there's a pub, we've got an incredible mine, wonderful, wonderful beaches, farming, an incredible town. You know,
Yes, we've heard of Darkshelf. Of course.
just always looking to, invite people to visit.
Have you seen any other ships sailing in the area?
Have they seen any ships in the area? Oh, whoa. No, nothing. No one comes around here. We heard the further north that was being plagued. What did? No, they wouldn't say. You hear that further south was being plagued by raiders, but
Yeah, that's why I asked. As you know, we're on our way to Nessermouth, so if you'd seen anybody sailing about near White Ridge, we want to make sure we had our eyes peeled. But if it's all safe and sound, as soon as we're able to fix our ship, we'll be on our way again.
oh yes,
Because
well that'd be great.
I'm assuming you don't have the apparatus side that is necessary to help reattach the initial mast. We had to push it in the water. There was a little hiccup with a fire.
Yeah, your ship looks like it's kind of damaged. That's why we don't have any of those big ships.
Well, it's our first one, So definitely, keep us in mind and spread the word that Darkshelf is growing.
Yeah. They exchanged some tales with the other your ship's crew who are fishermen also, about good fishing and stuff like that, and what's down here. So it's very pleasant. You can get some fresh fish if you want in exchange for maybe some of the veggies you brought.
Oh, sure.
Got to prevent that scurvy.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
I am assuming that AD&D would have a mechanic where if people are telling tales about what Darkshelf has done and what we've done, that kind of triangulates all over the area and would get back to Nessermouth, that we're good people, that our stories are true, that type of thing.
I don't know. Who knows?
I'm not trying to start rumors, but
It's all emergent.
Yeah. Trying to weave tales, I guess.
Yeah. So if anyone wants to try to recognize that language,
what would I have to roll?
Well, the turtle shield, you recognize like Elven, although it's more fluid. So maybe Sea Elven script,
okay,
or runes on it. We got the rope.
I'm interested in knowing more about this rope I found.
Yep. Okay.
See if it'll stand up in the air if you uncurl it and just leave it there, or it might have properties that allows it to suspend without necessarily being attached to something.
Yeah.
Okay, I'll try
it. It doesn't do anything.
Okay.
Unless do you will it to do something, or will it to?
Well, I'm gonna ask.
And where are you doing this exactly?
On the boat.
Oh yeah, when you do that on the boat, and you kind of will it to it moves and tries to attach to the highest point nearby, and it makes like a solid ability. You could climb up it pretty well. So you guess it's a rope of climbing.
What's the length of it? Is it 50 foot?
How long is a rope of climbing? That's a good question. It's 1,000 feet. No, I don't know. Rope,
1,000 feet, you could climb to the top of the Empire State Building.
yeah. No, I don't know.
So it's a magical rope of climbing.
Mm-hmm.
Remember all those conversations we had about a grappling hook? I think we just found a replacement.
It's
Oh, yeah.
60 feet long of climbing, a rope of climbing. It's no thick. Oh, it's very slender. So you didn't think it was anything at first. It's almost like silk rope. It only weighs 3 pounds, but it's strong enough to support. Like you guys all like pull on it, and it's strong enough to support all of you, pretty
Wow.
much. So upon command, the rope snakes forward, upward, downward, or any direction at 10 feet per round, and attaches itself to whatever it is desired, and it fastens itself it's basically like a magic. It's like a freaking Wonder Woman's lariat, except you can't tie people up and make them tell the truth. With the safe word.
Our Lindia likes it.
All right.
It'll
So
help
rope of
us.
climbing.
Good fun.
It's a cool find.
We'll keep it
Yeah,
around.
cool. That is cool.
Rope of climbing.
Can
Rope
we-
of climbing.
Can we tell any more about his turtle shell?
Some
You
you
said
guys
you
think-
could read the runes.
Yeah, you guys kind of examine it, and so you guys can roll. You spellcasters can roll 3d6. Can roll a d6 each.
Clerics too, or just the magic user?
Both. Oh yeah. Bronson's on it. You read the runes, Arlindia, and Bronson's. Oh yes, I've heard that the sea elves make magical shields out of the great turtles. They don't kill them. They go to the turtle graveyard and blah 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 blah. Anyway, it's a shield +1, but it's like a turtle. It's like it's equivalent of a round shield, but kind of like a very exotic looking turtle made of it. A ancient turtle shell.
Okay, nice.
Didn't help
Yeah.
out that troll.
It did. He was harder to hit. Yeah, it didn't help him in the end. He probably didn't even know, right? He had on his back like a decoration, or maybe he's gonna put it on as a hat.
Yeah. Something just happened to my screen. I'm gonna pause. No.
Okay, yeah. So the potion you can't recognize. You don't recognize the writing. It's very like jagged, sharp. But it's like a ceramic. Ceramic little vial there. It smells very fruity and sweet. That hint of salt, like salted caramel, I guess.
Like a frappuccino.
For the potion. Yeah, but no one can really figure out what that is yet, I guess.
So we have to wait.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, well, I guess you guys all rolled for the shield, and Woolsey figured it out, so you can all roll for the potion.
What are we
Or
rolling?
drink.
A D6?
D6 again, yeah. Yeah, wow. Bronson, you're like, come on, guys, it's a potion of extra healing. Lindia says, yeah, that's true. Don't recognize the writing on the... It probably says extra healing in whatever language. Or it probably says the blessing of blah, 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 or whatever.
Yeah. Okay, so we'll just have to wait.
Yeah. What languages does Bronson speak?
I think just human and neutral good.
Okay, yeah, it's definitely not neutral good. Though it looks like the writing on there it's like blessing of, or it's like one of those kind of. It's not really like, it doesn't say potion of extra healing. It says blessing of something, right?
Yeah, so it's probably bad.
Right. It smells good. It's a potion of extra healing. All right.
We know
Okay,
that for a fact, or we just assume that?
No, you get it. It's a potion of extra healing. Okay. Did someone want to heal Zorik, or you did already?
Yeah, I was still waiting on just
I mean,
fine wounds. And then
Yeah.
I have a heal spell. I can heal myself, but I'm just.
Yeah.
I'll mind your words. I'll let you roll for it.
And what is my wounds?
D3.
1 to 3.
Yeah.
So 2.
2. Yeah. And then overnight you'll heal.
Right. I just kind of would like to stop bleeding. So.
Is it
I mean,
one?
Yeah, it's a good thing. It's a
One.
good thing that troll didn't bite you.
Yeah, is it just one potion of healing in that vial, or
Extra healing. Yeah, 1 potion of extra healing.
Okay.
We'll be here long enough doing the repairs. We might as well just ask Kira.
You gonna hold on to it?
To top off.
Woolsey?
Sure, I'll hold on a potion of extra healing. I'll put it on
Okay.
there.
And do you guys mind if I take the shield?
Do it.
Okay.
Who has the shield?
Zorik.
Okay, that's what I put down on my thing.
Okay.
I was holding on to the rope, I was assuming.
Okay. Cool. All right. Well, they jury rig the repairs. It takes about a day. You stay there. They get it. The tide comes in and they push it off, and you get a strong wind, so you have to tack out to sea. At least they recommend it, because along shore you wouldn't be able to get anywhere. You have to tack out to sea, but you make good time actually as you're going through this rotation. So you actually go 18 miles. So you've got 14. Well, actually, you went first day. Unfortunately, you only traveled 9 miles. You barely got out of the. And then 18 miles. That's about right. Okay, cool. And it's a strong wind. You have to tack out to sea. No encounters.
That's good.
Wolsey, you're not muted. I'm getting that thing in the background. You're typing. Sorry. Yep. Oh yeah, there's XP for sure.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I'm keeping running total. Those trolls were worth a lot. And you're lucky you didn't get bit by that. Man, that bite on that troll, Zorik, is nasty. But it's got little claws. It's little claws. Okay. All right. So that was day 2. Strong wind. I have to tack out to sea. And then light wind the next day. No encounters. Day 4. So you're healed by now, Zorik, naturally. Day 4 is a moderate wind. Also, the wind's kind of prevailing from the south, it seems. So it's a little slower today. You only make it about 10 miles. And the next few days, actually, you only kind of barely move as you're having to kind of zigzag down in the open ocean down the coast for the next couple days. Then finally, it becomes light and not so strong from the south. And you're able, and then no encounter again for the next 2 days. Light wind, you make good time. The 8th day, moderate wind again as you keep traveling south, but kind of move back towards the coastal area. So the 9th day here, as you kind of see the end of the peninsula here, you're moving back towards the coast. Again, it's a light wind, and you guys spot like a whale off the bow at some point. That kind of tails your craft for a little bit. I don't think you want to. No one's a whaler here. They don't want to. You don't engage with it, right?
I don't believe so. But I was going to say if I had speak with animals. I don't know.
Yeah.
No, I don't think a whaler.
I'm not going to put on a Captain Ahab impersonation today.
Yeah, I don't have speak with animals, so otherwise she would have just asked him, how things are going, and does he see a lot of traffic going around, stuff like that. Just a casual conversation with a whale, but she can't have that yet.
Yeah. Well, it kind of just notices your boat. It doesn't like attack it or anything. It just kind of surfaces, blows out air from its blowhole, does a jump and goes back in to the water. I mean, nothing crazy, but some of the fishermen are like, it's a good sign, it's a good sign, and they're very happy about it. At some point, as you kind of maybe hit the confluence of the water that's coming, churning along the peninsula and then into the Gurnat Strait proper, you see like some floating in a doldrum in a way. You see some floating seaweed. But you're not oared, so it really doesn't matter. You can even maneuver around it. Some floating seaweed.
Just out of curiosity, is there a way for me to pick some up and get it? Because Bufo would probably like a little treat.
Yeah, you can.
Or lower him down where he.
I wouldn't lower him. What if there's like a fish that wants to eat him?
Oh no! I just want it.
Yeah.
I want
so
him to have a treat.
Boat hook and use a boat hook and scoop up some seaweed.
Okay.
Sure. Roll a d6.
Or my rope. Ask it to get it.
Oh yeah, your rope can curl around some seaweed. Roll a d6.
I am.
All right. You don't pull anything weird up. So Zorik has heard the horrid tales of the sea-going, shambling mounds of seaweed that engulf people.
Oh, this is not it.
It's an inside joke.
I'm just not hearing it. Yeah, thank you.
I don't get it.
You wouldn't.
I have a feeling you had to be at a certain event to know what that meant.
Yeah, and then towards the end of the evening, you see like you guys are followed by some sharks that kind of trail the boat. This must be like a confluence of lots of traffic, right? And you could probably see on this map like little trade lanes everywhere. But I think those are trade lanes. Yeah, there's trade lanes everywhere that these sharks are probably waiting for stuff to be thrown off the side and feed. But unless you engage with them, they're not going to jump on board or anything. There's nothing weird about them except they're sharks.
Okay.
So
we're doing okay on food and stuff, right?
Yeah. It's only been 9 days since you're out from Darkshelf. You're making really good time.
Would bringing a
the shifts.
Would bringing a shark in to present to the sheriff and them give us any kudos, like bribery?
No, but like a troll head might.
Well, I don't know that we kept one of those.
I mean, you could have pulled out some troll skulls or whatever, teeth. I don't know.
Okay, well, I'll bring that stuff with then.
All right. So no one wants to engage with jump in and swim with the sharks?
No, not necessarily.
Okay. All right.
I'm good. They're just minding their own business.
Yeah, pretty much. All right. Day 10, you kind of cross the strait. The wind.
So where are we?
The wind is still from the south.
Okay.
As you kind of move through there, and again,
should...
that is day 10 is no encounter.
Suddenly, wind should start pushing us towards Nessermouth shortly as we change direction.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, well, you're kind of I mean, there's like a ships in the sea. It tells you how far. So if you have wind, like if wind is not affecting, you guys can make like 18 miles a day, or 27 or to 18 miles a day. But with all the wind in your face,
it was slow going.
Yeah. Or actually, today you make you make really good time. Actually, sorry about that. Yeah, because now you're at a as you turn the peninsula, and the wind coming from the south is kind of more of a crosswind, and it pushes you towards Nessermouth. Thanks for reminding me. Now I'm looking at my little notes.
Exactly, because I don't own the supplement that you're using
totally.
For the rules here.
Yeah, that's awesome.
I'm familiar with the concept of tacking, so
yeah. So like with that, as you kind of go past the peninsula, go round the bend of the peninsula, and the wind still coming from the south, it kind of gets behind your sails, and you guys like by evening on day 10, you make it to Nessermouth.
That's exciting! Yay!
So I should also count out how many hexes you went through, because that's important to me. So oops. Right, so
From start to finish, 8, I think.
is it?
1, 2, 3, 4, 5,
1,
6,
2,
7,
3,
8, yeah.
4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. This is the 10th hex. That's cool. Okay. My little weird yellow and black speak there. All right. So you make it to Nessermouth. Congratulations.
Yay, we can train finally, and I can find the sheriff.
All right. There you go. So here's this is not an official map by any means of Nessermouth. I generated it like an online generator. There's 3 districts and you can probably I should bring your ship over, and you guys over just in case.
Just a suggestion.
Yep.
I'm assuming we're here.
Hold on. Bring everyone over. I gotta group everyone together and then copy paste. I think there's an easier way, but I don't remember what that is.
Don't forget Bufo.
Yeah. But don't get the trolls either.
I guess Carl figures that out. I mean, it looks like there's embankments going all along here for where you can dock, as well as some kind of harbor here.
Yeah, there's that's a harbor, and there's like a seawall. So definitely, like, looks like you can go along here and find,
Well, someone
a
that
place.
can work on our mast and
Yeah.
upgrading our ship, I think, is what we would talk to them about.
Mhm.
Well, there's probably, I mean, given how this place has a basically like I'll just call it a naval base, essentially. I mean,
That's where this is.
yeah, it makes sense given how your map there shows it as being walled, and you kind of figure, the military district would probably end up having the
Mhm.
fortifications around it. Maybe that's also kind of the wealthier district. Anyway, I would figure that we probably want to bring the ship in. There's probably like a harbor master or something where we can talk to about registering the vessel, and then hopefully they got a crane that can lift the mast, because it's tall enough that we're not doing that on our own.
Okay.
Just
All right.
It's a sheer question, but could my magical rope tied around that give any leverage to get it up?
Yeah, it gives 1,000 pounds of pull weight. Because it can carry it. It can hold 1,000 pounds. So not the whole thing, but it definitely is very helpful. It can act as like a winch. You can attach it, and then it'll help slowly winching with the other people to drag the boat on board.
Yeah, that would help, because the thing is that, and I think we would know this from now being on board this vessel for the past 10 days.
Yeah.
A mast, I'm pretty sure, will to make sure it's fully fixed, will attach all the way down to the keel. So there's going to have to be a bit of engineering here to really replace this thing and not just make it a jury rig job.
Yeah.
But we're going to be here for several weeks training anyway. Yeah. So as long as we can pay a shipwright to actually do that, they can do whatever they need to. They may have to remove part of the deck in order to access it, but that's fine. They can replace that.
Yeah. So I think the final bill is going to be so
could we negotiate that they take our 4 pieces of coral jewelry in payment of fixing the mast and all that kind of stuff? Huh?
You got plenty of stuff to sell.
Yeah. So it takes like a couple weeks to sell the furs. The ivory tusk you're able to move in about a week. So there's several districts, and I'll describe it. So Nethermouth is located on the mouth of the river to the southwestern corner of the kingdom of Niron on Relmore Bay. where it meets the Sea of Gurnat to the west. So Relmore Bay being further east. So On Wall sits to the south of Relmore Bay, and then there's something called the Nat Marsh to the north. And then that's where the delta and all that kind of stuff goes on. This is really like a more or less like a lot of kind of farming that you would see in a delta type area. So I guess lots of like root vegetables and things that use a lot and need a lot of water. I guess through here. So so you do hear that there's like almost a sort of refugee camp, though it's almost a small little village outside of Nessermouth proper called Little Onwall. You hear there are a lot of refugees from Onwall that are there. It's a kind of insular community. You hear dangerous at night. Not a lot of patrols go through there. It's generally lawful, neutral, and alignment. I think that's it. And you can find places to, guild halls and the like to train, not a problem. So, they definitely, that's enough. If you give them that coral stuff that you find, that will pay for the repairs and docking fees and everything, birthing, blah, blah, blah.
Okay.
They're like, oh, I love it when adventurers come in here and pump the economy up.
Okay, then I'm going to put a line through it.
Mm-hmm. If that's cool with everyone. I mean, you still get the XP for it.
Well, yeah.
Yeah, I'm not going to complain if Amy wants to do the bookkeeping here.
And then of course you guys got the extra money from before, the 21,000, etc.
Well, that we earmarked for training.
Oh, you guys have So you guys had freaking 4 horses. You could have used Veer and Rory. You could have used to move around the battlefield quicker. Forgot about that, because those would disembark too when you were doing repairs. Forgot about the horses. So you guys have 4 war horses, unless you want to, sell them.
I don't want to sell mine.
No, horses are valuable.
I mean, they're war horses too. I mean, they're trained like war horses.
No.
I will say this though: after everything, all the training's done and everything, I'm not sure how much gold we're going to have left. Is there a way I can try to find somebody that has a magic weapon, like a footman's flail? I could trade maybe.
Do you have like that mace you could try to trade? I'm not gonna. You can't really buy weapons, but you could probably look around to trade that mace.
Yes. At this point in time, I have no magic weapon, and I just feel the need. Should we come across something that has to be hit by magic weapons?
Yeah. Well, let's see. Who's this guy?
Arlindia would like to make a beeline to the sheriff.
Okay.
I'm assuming we will have procured an inn for us to stay at and then go find the sheriff.
Yeah, definitely. So let's say the inn is going to cost you, you're staying here for 6 weeks. So 10 gold pieces a week.
Well, when we're training, are we going to be staying at like a barracks?
Oh yeah, the guild hall. That's fine. Yeah, and you're already paying for training. That'd be mean to. You can all meet like at a tavern later and compare notes and all that kind of stuff.
Okay. Well, I'm just saying she'd drop her stuff off at wherever she's supposed to stay and then go find the sheriff.
I imagine there will still be some expenses for our, unless they just want to live on the boat all day. But I imagine there'll be some expenses for our crew and our Marines, essentially the militia.
Yeah, 6 weeks. Yeah, you're gonna have to pay them right for the month. So that's
fine.
Yeah, 16 gold pieces right there.
Curse as well. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, Curse is if you give him a gold piece, it's like, oh my god, I'm gonna go to the casino.
So 17.
No, he's earned it. He get. I know. I'm paying him.
I helped Zorik kill a troll. He says.
Okay. Well, I'm gonna take it from our running total down here. It'll be easier than from the total amount up there.
Yeah. Yeah, if we're not gonna like divvy up the loot and everybody tracks their own expenses, we're just gonna do it centrally. That's fine as long as we are handling that.
Yeah. Yeah, and then people can take from the pool if they want to do something.
Yeah, and then I guess that certainly Riordan is going to want to go seek out uh, either some kind of like professional fighters guild or a or if they offer training of that kind through sort of the military outposts there, so he can get his actually advance in level now.
Yeah.
Other things
Yeah,
I
you can
think
even go to
that
you can train with the Marines, you guys over here.
yeah,
Well, while I'm on bookkeeping, how much extra gold does he need to go with what he's trading to get his magical weapon?
Well, I'm going to go down the list here, and then we'll figure out what you guys are going to do, and because if not, we're going to talk over each other. All right, Bronson, you're going to take. If people are people cool with him taking the mace to try to get a magical flails?
That's what I'm saying. I want him to have a magical weapon. So, how much extra gold would it
It's not going to
take?
be any. No, he's not going to. It's not going to be any extra gold. But I mean,
Okay.
you've been training. Where was I? In Nessermouth. Well, so you were training in the Temple of Biori, which has a shrine to your god as well. And then they tell you that you should definitely take that to the Temple of Heronius, and I'm sure that they can accommodate you, or Pelor. But Heronius is the official state religion. They're the richest church in the region. It's probably one of these large compounds in Bankmore. It's church compounds.
Okay.
So you're able to do that. You go to the Temple of Heronius,
Yes.
and they're like, yes, a mace is sacred to Heronius. Let us look in our vault, and we will accommodate you, brother. And they're able to get you a level +1
Okay.
trade for that mace +1. They're like the equivalent, so not it's an even trade. And also you should note somewhere that you have a +1 reaction roll with Temple Priest of Heronius, whatever comes to pass. Oh, and Biori. You might as well put Biori too. Okay. All right. So Riordan, we'll go to you next.
yeah. So there's three things I'd like to try and probably accomplish here. First of all is obviously training. So we've already talked
Yep.
about that.
Yeah.
Second, since I'm spending so much time here, Riordan is only with my intelligence of 8. I only had the singular additional language at character creation, so I picked Elven. So speak Elven Common and then alignment tongue since it's automatic. Given that we're seeing if we're going to continue pursuing the slave lords, if we're going to be potentially heading to the Pomarge, and we know that there's a lot of Orcish speakers there. If we're going to be seeing all these weeds, I'd like to see if there's any way from my teammates here if I can pick up at least some conversational Orcish, so I can not be totally lost.
Yeah, you can learn that from Kurz.
Oh, excellent! That works.
Yeah, that's fine. I'm cool with that.
And then the other thing that this might require outlay, and so I want everybody else's input on this. Is there an armorer, like a good armorer in this city?
There is undoubtedly an armorer in the city. Yes.
Because one thing that came to mind is I'm still wearing the chain, and chain is good. I'm wondering if it'd be worthwhile commissioning a suit of plate, or even better, field plate. If they had the capability of doing that, might be expensive, but
how much is the?
if it also exists in this, because I know that the player's I think it's player's handbook brings up the
How much is field plate?
I want to say it's 2,000. Give me a moment.
So in the meantime, I can give you the bandit mail that I had, which is better than chainmail.
That might be a good idea too, because I'm I know that Unearthed Arcana went as high as full.
Yeah, I'm here.
Give me a second.
Yeah, I'm in Unearthed Arcana. Field plate 2000. Yeah, you cannot. Full plate is just way beyond the capabilities. Field plate. I should make a roll because that's like
It's feel
that's the upper limit. That's the upper limit of their capabilities here.
right. It's not cheap, but AC2 and move, and I think it actually has move 9. It's a really good
Well,
combination.
I'm gonna have to make a roll because I mean it's like that the upper limit of the base limit of a large town.
That's fine. The other thing, of course, is that that's a large expenditure. If we're still doing pooled money here, understanding that that's potentially drawing for the rest of the group. If anybody has objection, if they want to save that for other consideration first, I'm completely cool with that. But it was
Don't you have to train? Don't you have to train the rest of the way? That 21,000. What's left after that?
Well, that's the question. How much money do we have left?
Yeah, the fighters only paid through level 3. I think the others paid through level 4. So we're going to need our 4th level training and possibly our 5th level, depending on how we did with experience.
Yeah.
And 5th is a big deal.
That left us with $1,812, and that's assuming that we had already been paid out from the holdings to get everybody.
But we got that 24,000 from the furs and ivory too.
Yeah. So yeah, you should add that Amy, and the 24,000 for the
2410.
Yeah.
So then we have 25,822 in that, and then we have 5 platinum pieces, 33 gold left, and 46 copper left from what we've done with the trolls and the spider lair. And then we have a moonstone gem that was 50 gold. I'm assuming we sold that. That's where that gold is coming from.
Yeah.
The 5 platinum pieces and then the extra 16 copper.
Mm-hmm.
Because everything else was included in that 2010.
Yeah. Yeah, so you should calculate how much you need for the extra training stuffs. Is it 1,500 per, it's how much is it?
Because
to go from 3 to 4?
Because I still need
4,500.
I'm trying to figure out what I need to still pay for, Carl. Hold on. Because that I don't know. I qualify for 4th level magic, but I only trained up to 3rd. So I don't know how much extra 3rd to 4th is.
Yeah, I think it's going to be like the priority was Gordon and Veer because they didn't get to train up. Right, the money was not right.
Right, but what I'm saying is, how much is it? That way I can keep
40.
track.
I believe it's 4,500 to go from 3rd to 4th.
Okay,
Carl, if I remember correctly, Riordan and I didn't. We only trained the 3rd. We didn't train the 4th, but that let the others train the 4th since we got no real added bonus for going 3 to 4.
Correct, because we don't get the attack matrix improvement unless we get to odd levels.
Okay.
I think 4th level's big for me because I think my backup goes down, but I'm not sure.
So you've trained up. We've spent to train up to 3rd for Bronson. So we need to go 3 to 4 for Bronson, 3 to 4 for Riordan, 3 to 4 for Veer, and then Arlindia, you're paid up, I believe.
All the way to 4th? Because my note on my sheet says paid up to 3rd, qualifies for 4th.
Okay, yeah, so now Arlindia needs to go up to 4th, and then Zorik, I don't know if you're paid up or not.
Yes, because they didn't pay up for 4th. Like I said, they forego going the extra level so the rest of us could go the extra level.
Okay. All right, so Zorik's paid up.
Yes.
All right, so we don't have to worry about Zorik. Bronson, are you paid up or not?
I'm not sure what was paid, to be honest with you, because I think that was kind of discussed last time when I wasn't here.
I think you're paid up. I think yeah, you're paid up. Okay, yeah, that's what you recall. Okay, so all right, so you guys need to pay 13,500 out to train everyone totally up.
Hold on.
Not counting today, because I don't know if anyone. So it's going to leave you. Yeah.
So how much? 13,000 what?
13,500.
Okay, that
When
leaves
everyone is
us.
paid up.
Okay, let me change my number in here. That's 12,322, and then we still have 5 platinum, 33 gold, 46 copper on top of that, and whatever else our Darkshelf holdings is going to get.
Yeah, you're going to get, at the end of this, you're going to get another 7 weeks of money. But you won't get that technically until you get back to Darkshelf.
Right.
But we can note it.
Give him an IOU.
Well, I mean, Benjen. Well, Yoji is keeping the money, but Benjen is also mindful because he gets a percentage too, right?
So you said 7 more at the 415.
Yeah, so you'll have that much in the. You could put that in parentheses because that's what you'll get when you.
So 2,905.
That's what you have on hand. Okay, cool. All right. So, Royden, can you take care of everything you wanted to do in Darkshelf?
Yeah, those are the things I wanted to accomplish.
So you can't commission. Oh, you got to roll 2d6. Add your charisma bonus. Do you have any? I guess we should do like faction-y bonus. I'll give you. So, all right, if you explain for while you're going through your training, you explain what's happened, blah blah blah. So I'll give you a +1. You know, it should kind of show what you guys have done. Tell what you guys have done.
Sure.
No, it's neutral. They say it's you probably could, but they might have to. It's so rare that people commission that kind of stuff. It might cost more than the 2,000.
Makes sense. Probably something that there's like a military armor, probably a special order like that. They're gonna add extra to it because they're normally making weapons for the garrison or armor for the garrison.
Yeah.
Well, like I said, I didn't want to, since that's an expensive item, I want to put it to the rest of the party. I want to make sure it didn't burn through anything else we had. But
was that 2,000?
That'd be a big armor class bonus. Well, it's going to be more than that now. Not sure how much more.
Oh, okay.
We're going to need money for 5th level training, which is important to you and I.
So let's just bank it then, but keep that in mind because again, going down. If I was wearing that, I think that actually put me all the way down negative AC actually. So, but we can deal with that later. Okay. We have more money.
So swapping out your chainmail for my bandit mail will give you one better AC.
Yeah, and I think bandit still move 9, right?
Yep.
Yeah. So.
And that's a strict upgrade. Then yeah, I'll do that.
It's just an idea, and I don't even know if it's feasible, but could we find someone that would make what you're wearing magical so it gives that protection that other one would?
Yeah, no one's not here.
Not here,
at all.
But
no.
Is that something feasible in the future?
You got to find a big city, and it's probably super expensive because.
Oh, okay. Well, I was trying. So next time we kidnap a magical user, can we make it a higher level magical user to help with that?
Yeah, I don't know.
Just teasing, Carl.
All right. Okay. So, Arlindia, you wanted to do stuff.
I have lots of little ticky-tacky things to do. Do you want Veer and Zorik to go first?
Okay. Veer, what are you up to in Darkshelf?
Mainly just do my training. So we've paid for 4, so I can change everything to 4 now, or wait.
Okay. Yeah, you can change you can. It's paid up. Yeah.
Okay. I don't need anything else to do.
All right. Zorik, are you going to do anything fun and special in
Yes. Along with training, I'm going to go buy a druid, and I'm going to take him these mud tiger fingerlings and the electrical gland pulse.
Yep. Okay.
That way he can study them. And then, like I said, I'll train up to 4th level in cleric, and then I'll train up to 4th level in fighter. 4th level fighter. At 3rd level, I get an additional weapon proficiency. I did not get weapon specialization when I first signed this guy up.
Yep.
Because I wasn't using the Unearthed Arcana.
Yeah, you can specialize in something.
Am I able to specialize? Okay, that's what I'm asking.
Yeah, that's fine. And the javelin?
Well, the thing is, javelin is it. I don't know that would. I mean, because it's only one. It would only be one attack.
It'd be one then two.
Yeah, but I'd have to carry more than one.
No, that's throwing him though. But I mean, if you're using him in melee as like a short spear,
right? But it don't. I mean, but would it do? I mean, it does 1 to 6, and then if it was specialized, it would do an additional plus
one. So 1d6 plus.
It would be an additional +1 to hit and +2 to damage.
Yep.
So if I specialize in a javelin, it would be +3 to hit, +4 damage.
Mm-hmm. That's not bad. It's 5 to 10 points of damage.
Pardon me?
5 to 10 points of damage at a pop.
Right. But if I specialized in that longsword, which is already +1/+1, I would get +2 to hit, +3 damage on a longsword, and the longswords do what?
D8, D12.
Yeah. So
that's probably better. Plus, there's some longsword specialists in there. I think Veer's longsword or broadsword specialist. Close enough.
I'm broadsword. That's why I was just trying to figure out if I got another specialization point for hidden 4.
Yeah, I think you do.
Like I said, at third level,
third level, you get another proficiency.
Yeah.
Yeah, so that would apply to our Lindia too. You get another weapon proficiency.
Okay.
You already double. Yeah.
I already double what?
You already double specialized though in the bow, so get another weapon that you can. You can't specialize again. You can only specialize in one.
So I'm specialized broadsword, I think, for my extra one that I'm getting because I got short bow and dagger. So for my 4th one, it'll be longsword just to hedge my bets in case I get a magic weapon, which I'm trying to hold out for the broadsword.
When you get to me, you'll have to explain that to me because I get another specialization, but because I already specialized, I don't get one.
No, you get another proficiency. So you can use another. So right now you have longsword and longbow or
short bow.
Yeah, longsword and short bow. So you can get another weapon proficiency,
but not a specialization.
Not specialization. So if you can use another weapon, basically, you choose another weapon that you can use that you can pick up and use.
Yeah, you can only specialize in a single weapon under AD&D First Edition Unearthed Arcana rules, and I think rules written also says he can only specialize at first level, but Carl's generous.
Yeah. So I mean, the only thing I can think of is to add longbow.
Well, technically, I'm still first level. I haven't trained.
Yeah.
That is
true. Yeah. So if you want to get longbow, just in case,
Yeah. So how many to hit is that?
Just one. Oh, to hit? Yeah, I don't know. We'll have to calculate that.
Okay.
Yeah. At some point, but you could just put longbow as a proficiency. All right, Zorak. So give me roll me a reaction roll. So for
so
2d6, and then do you have a charisma bonus?
You might probably not. I have a charisma of 8.
No, is that
so just 2d6?
Yeah, but I guess if you, I was gonna add +1, but you didn't let me, so. I'm kidding. So I'm adding +1 because you kind of explaining them what to do and that kind of stuff. So 9 is friendly, actually. 9 is a Oh, that's weird. No, 9 is friendly. Yeah. So they're willing to. What do you want them to do with these things? They're interested.
Oh, in the well, I'm sure they're interested because they haven't probably seen them before. Yeah, and then I'll tell them about when they get older that these glands they submit an electrical pulse.
And you say they're trainable?
That I don't know. I mean, like so I saw them turn on their masters, but I didn't know if they would still like to just study this creature because it's not of this. It's we determined that they were basically summoned. They weren't natural creatures here. So
No, these are they probably know a little bit about them. Go, oh, yes, these creatures are from the para-elemental plane. They go into some blah 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 blah. You're cleric. Para-elemental plane of of mud. They say that lies between earth and air, and and water. It's very strange. But the lightning, that the fact that they can shoot lightning is fascinating. And they also say, well, we are. I'm sure we are kinder than those clerics of the elemental eye, and a creature will always turn on a cruel master. We are not like that. So it's probably like the Biorian shrine or temple, as well. Well, who's your god?
Obadiah.
Obadiah is a leaf. Oh, Obadiah. Yeah, for sure. Yeah, they're definitely. If you're a priest of Obadiah, they're very fascinated because Obadiah is the great leaf.
Is that how it's pronounced? Obadiah?
Yeah. Obladia,
Okay.
Obladiah.
Yeah.
Life goes on. Yeah. He's a great leaf. A lot of pipe we have smoked at the
Yes.
temple. So for sure they're very excited and interested.
You're secretly a hobbit.
Yep. Yeah. So yeah, they'll definitely help you out there at the shrine or the temple of maybe it's probably the orchard.
So can
the orchard
can
of
I
the
be
great
involved
leaf.
in the studying of these things also?
Yeah. Mhm. So the orchard let's call it the orchard of the great leaf in Nessermouth.
Orchard of
the great leaf. They grow tobacco here too on the hill,
Okay.
in the hills nearby. Swamp tobacco.
Lovely.
Swamp nearby. Right, like.
So it's got some good pipe weed, huh?
Yeah.
Awesome.
This looks like a good place. Like over here is a good place for it. Like over here.
And then I know that the turtle shell shield was a +1, but is there anything else to it?
I say that it'll help you float on the water. Not quite water walking, but it'll help you float.
But if I were to fall in water full plate, I wouldn't sink.
Yeah, you could climb on. You hold on to it and it won't sink.
So it acts kind of like a flotation device.
Yeah.
Cool. That helps, especially being on a boat.
Basically uses a boogie board.
Yeah. All right. Okay, Amy.
All right. Well, she wants to go meet up with who she's supposed to train with and explain that she'll be there post haste. She just needs to speak with the sheriff because she wants to talk to the sheriff.
Yeah, well, you're like training down here at the Marine compound, as well as probably I'll have to figure out a mage temple or something.
Okay.
Go ahead.
But she wants to go talk to the sheriff and petition him about how can we turn our incredible city, which we are really rejuvenating. We've got the beginnings of our manor. We'd like to figure out who can we register it with and start the process. And also, as a token of our appreciation, because we know he wants to do this for us, we took out some aquatic trolls that potentially could have been heading this way, and she will present them with the skulls.
Okay. So you're talking to the sheriff's office?
To the sheriff, I'm hoping.
Roll me a reaction roll.
Oh, what?
Oh man, I can't even. 2d6. Add 2. That.
Okay, so 2d6 plus.
Why can't I make?
So 5. That's really
No,
bad now.
Well, it's only 1d6. I want to see 1d6.
Oh. I'll roll one more. I hit 2 though. Okay, so 6, 7, 8.
Well, that is some fine work. Fine work. We do not really get much out to Darkshelf.
You know, we're within Darkshelf proper, and
but yes, as long as you pay your taxes.
And we absolutely will. We do have an accountant there. He's taking care of that. So when you come to collect, it's all there. We also procured a wonderful ship that we are in the process of having it registered. And I'm just wondering how we would go about, because I'm assuming she would have brought a map or something and show where our mine is currently and say,
Yeah.
what would we have to do to purchase the parcel of land here so that we could get the remainder of the rock formation so we could extend our mining abilities and maybe even hire some of the dwarfs from the guild to come and help us. This would look so incredible for the king, and I know he'd love this.
Well, I see mine. You say. I guess our people will have to do some research. He kind of talks to it like one of the stewards or whatever. I guess we'll have to do our research to see who owns that parcel of land. We will have to get back to you.
I'll be over here training up, and I'm trying to see how much gold Arlindia has on her. That's not the party. She's got 3 gold pieces. Would 3 gold pieces be enough to maybe encourage that to be transitioned over to us quicker?
3 gold pieces will just pay for the ink to write the document.
What do you need? I've given you troll heads and gold pieces. What else would you need?
Well, again, we would have to research to see who owns that parcel of land, and we will get back to you.
Well, thank you. And could you point me in
it's
the
kind
direction?
Of neutral.
Could you?
It's a neutral reaction.
Point me in the direction of the Dwarven Guild.
If they can get you to the Dwarven Guild.
What do I have to do to make him not neutral, Carl? Outside of my dice roll better, I get that, but
pretty much. Or a huge bribe, but a 3 gold piece is not going to do it.
I don't have that much on me. With
rich
the party,
noble. He's a rich noble. Yeah.
With the party, I don't think the party wants to give up a platinum piece. Do you?
A platinum piece it's like 5 gold pieces. It's not that much more, right? So.
Yeah. When you say huge bribe, and that in my mind, that means like a couple
investment opportunity.
Pieces.
Investment opportunity. More. In the hundreds or thousands of gold pieces.
Okay.
That's what that would entail.
Would he?
The other thing, of course, would be to see if he's got a quest or a job that he wants done.
There's that too.
Favors,
Okay, she'll ask him that then. Would it help smooth everything over if perhaps we did a couple of jobs for you?
Well, we are always looking for adventurers, of course. They tell you, in fact, down the coast there is this haunted lighthouse. It would be nice if that were cleared out. It is maybe a day or two's ride to the east. A lighthouse. It kind of points. He kind of points in a general direction, and you see there's some hills and other cliffs in that direction that you remember seeing from the boat. A lighthouse would definitely help the cause, as it were.
I see.
We have the light there in the port, but when sometimes the Strait of Gernot can be treacherous around the peninsula, and a proper lighthouse, it is haunted, like I say.
Well, it's currently haunted. So if we take care of that for you at our expense. How do you feel about maybe pushing through our paperwork a little quicker?
Well, we will see what we can do. Do you tell him about the slaver thing? I guess you explained. I guess you explained everything, didn't you?
Everything.
He's very interested in that.
Slaver, we took that over. We've invested in this. We've paid that off.
So, do you feel that this dark shelf needs to be reinforced then?
Well, I mean, if I was a king and a queen, and I wish to be a lady at a manor, that's what we're working towards. I would say that showing that kind of strength on the coast, especially further up there where you're not really at very often, would be a great show of wealth and strength of the king. And it would make you look incredibly magnanimous. And we have wonderful beaches, an incredible place to stay where you could, come holiday with us. We even have a newly formed gift shop. You can tour the mine and stop on your way out.
Oh, well, So you're saying we should probably have a stronger presence in that area? And you have this keep?
Yes, I think it would be most wonderful. And if you were to present this to the king, that you, the most magnificent sheriff in this area, have procured this site for him, think about the amount of taxes that would come from that you could collect and present to the king.
And I give you the name of the sheriff.
The unnamed sheriff?
Yeah. Morgreth of whatever this town is called.
Nessermouth.
Nessermouth, yeah. Nessermouth, yeah. Okay. It's a sheriff. He says, who's the bailiff there again?
I don't know how to pronounce his name, Carl.
Yeah, you tell him it's Nastor.
Nastor. Okay.
Yeah, but Nastor thinks of himself more of the headman, but he's technically like the bailiff.
Yes.
Or a bailiff. He says, get back to me, bring your whole crew when you are finished, and we will discuss terms.
Oh, certainly. I think we're actually even if you would like to meet us ahead.
Oh, you could probably pay him the taxes. You already paid for it, but you can give him the taxes.
Yeah, I would deliver it to him.
Yeah, it's in the accounting, but you can give him that money.
And I would point out to him that our accountant has made sure that all of the taxes are here and none have been skimmed off, because we did notice when going through the books of the previous people, they were skimming quite a bit off of that.
I see. Well, you said it was run by slavers, and you've cleared this place out.
Yes. And wait till you see how wonderful the land is now. We have farming going. We've got infrastructure.
Well, let us plan. Yeah, let us plan to have an inspection scheduled. How long will you be here in Nessermouth?
I'll give him the date that we're leaving.
Oh, very well, very well.
Because I think we're here 6 weeks and then like a week to get back up, right?
Yeah. And you say you have a ship now.
Yes, the Dark Sail. It was once a slaver's ship, but now we are utilizing it so that we can bring trade back to the area. Again, more opportunities for taxes.
All right. Well, you should talk to the naval commander.
Yes, he's working on it post haste, and we've paid them the sums that were required for him to register and recommission the ship for us. Maybe you'd even like to attend a ceremony to commission it, and you would do us the honor of commissioning it yourself.
Oh,
a fine sheriff like yourself.
God, these names are awful.
What's awful?
All these like fantasy names.
Oh, the ship? We named it
Yeah.
the Black Sail.
No, I know. Let's
Anyways,
see.
I would leave him and then go to the Dwarven area next.
Okay. You're not gonna. I thought you got to find your trainer for the.
I did. I checked in with them and told them that I needed to take care of paying the taxes at the sheriff, and then I needed to go speak to the Dwarven group. I would check in with them, but
Okay.
and then after that, I would finish my training. And I told you I had a ticky-tacky list of things I wanted to get done.
Okay. Oh, interesting.
And-
what are these guys? These guys are kind of.
And would Bronson want to go with me to meet with the Dwarven group because you've spoken with them once already? Because remember, I did bring a few of the rocks with us. But
Yeah, I didn't have the most favorable reaction with them. I don't think me going is the best idea.
okay.
I would say just look at whoever has the best charisma amongst our bunch, and maybe take them.
I don't know who has the best charisma.
Of course, with dwarves, I'm not sure how much charisma matters.
I mean, I only have a 9 for my charisma, but
I think I actually had the best at 12, but that still doesn't actually get me a reaction modifier.
you're welcome to go with if you'd like.
Sure, I'll go with.
All right. So the admiral, commander. I'm canonizing all this stuff. Commander Arda. Commander Arda, is in charge of the naval base. The sheriff, we give you his name, Morgreth of Messermouth. Okay.
And now we're off to talk to the Dwarven Guild. And I am taking some of the rocks that we brought down so that they can investigate them.
Okay. All right, so go ahead and do the. So who's going?
I'm going.
And who's going with? Anyone going with you?
We just talked about this. Zork, are you going? I'm Warden.
Yeah, I thought you wanted me to come along. Since again, I do technically have the best charisma in our party. Although, admittedly, I do at 12. I still don't get a reaction modifier. Sadly.
Right. So it's Warden and I. I don't know if Zork was interested in going or not. I mean, I don't know if Veer wants to go. I'm offering it to anybody that wants to go, but Warden and I definitely.
Okay. All right. So whoever wants to roll, roll and then add +2.
Roll and add what?
Whoever's going. Oh, who's going? Royden, Zorik, and Arlindia.
Okay.
Yeah, and
Right,
we're rolling what?
No one has a bonus, right? So roll 2d6 +2. Someone. Nice. Royden, they like your story. They're impressed. You show them the rocks.
How do you add +2 to it?
He did it already. Royden did it.
Oh.
I'm adding +2 because you guys are all presenting this.
Okay.
Right. Tell them, hail them, noble dwarves, and explain.
There'll be a fee, of course, and a percentage of if this. They look at the ore. Well, I guess I could check it now to see if there's potential. I can check it to see if there's potential already.
I assume we brought like 3 pieces, and each one of the pieces kind of looked a little different, and we made sure there were veins in some of them.
Okay.
If there are veins, I mean, the whole point is a dwarf should hopefully have a almost supernatural ability to sense metals. So, question. I guess the first question is, what lies beneath the earth that you can glean from these samples we brought?
Well, you leave it with them. It takes they see the rocks, and you can see at least one of them, as best as you can tell, raises an eyebrow. But they have to, of course, we will study and we will let you know, and we will give you. He gives you like a token in good faith you know as well that we're not going to screw you or anything like that.
Yeah.
So I didn't realize that there's like an actual like wall in this inner area here.
Well, the
That's
only
cool.
other thing that Arlindia would tell them is we are doing our best to procure more of the mountainside. So it could even be different than just this one little bit that we brought you. And I mean, if you wanted, we could even employ one of you to come up and help.
Well, of course, will of course be a fee for our travels,
Of course. And,
and a percentage of anything that is found. But as you could tell, they did raise an eyebrow, so they seem interested.
Well, first we must know what we're dealing with. So once you have inspected the samples, hail for us, since we will be in town for a few weeks more.
Mm-hmm.
Very well, very well. All right, so I'll just do that quickly. They get back to you, and there's like a not just the guy that you met. I got to give you a good name. I'll name him. God, these names are awful too. Says a good one. Growtooth Oakheart.
Growtooth.
Goes, yes, I know. I'm named after a tree. The trees can grow in the mountains. Anyway. So that's the guild, your contact in the guild. He calls himself assistant to the assistant guild master. But when you meet him again, he's with another person, like a muscular dwarf. Royden, he gets tell by his hands he's probably like a smith of some sort, very comfortable with the forge, has that kind of look about him, maybe even smells like coal or whatever they use to.
Okay, what's his name?
His name is it's funny.
Yeah, I imagine this has kind of got like skin blackened from working in forge all day long.
He names his name is he says, my name is Brewfalk Grimforge. You can just forge. And then Oakheart says, I brought my cousin who is a smith. He is very interested in the samples that you have shown, and he and I and a couple of our guardsmen would be interested in seeing your quarry.
We believe
there might be iron ore there.
Only iron?
Well, we would have to inspect there, but iron. What is wrong with the Grimforge says? What is wrong with iron? It is to make steel.
There's nothing wrong with it, but there's many mountains up there. But I've always been told where there is iron, there's potential for gold.
Well, so Oakheart said, well, that area is untapped resource potentially. So we were definitely. It seems like yes, there were volcanoes many years ago, and they may have deposited over time. Well, and then the movement of underground, there are these big plates, and they move around. Never mind. He says, we are willing to go.
Thank you. I appreciate it. We will let you know when we set sail.
All right. Okay.
And then I have to go do my training. And I believe you said...
you find a mage named... I have her name. Felina.
Felina? Oh, Felina.
Yeah. Felina is also probably an elven mage.
Okay.
We will put her top.
And I thought you said she will, once I finish training, give me one spell that I get to use that I've not mastered, but you know what I mean.
Yeah, you can get a spell. I think you get an extra spell
Okay.
that you can roll to see if you learn. All right, cool. All right, I think is it probably a good place to stop as everyone's in their training and doing stuff.
Well,
Oh,
I'd like
interestingly.
to know what spell I'm learning. So
Oh, yeah, you can roll.
What am I
Oh,
rolling?
These London.
I mean, I don't want to roll and end up one that I've already got.
Oh, right.
Because I have read
Yeah.
magic, push, hold portal, find familiar, right, unseen servant, shield, sleep, phasmal force.
Yeah. Oh, you can roll percentiles to see if you learn any of those that are in that book. For one, might as well do that now.
Yeah, but she was going to give me one, too.
Sure.
Wall.
Did they give you one?
Yeah, wall of fog, fog cloud level 2, stinking cloud level 2, and gust of wind level 3. But she's, according to the book, supposed to give me one.
Roll a D24. She gives you web.
Web?
Yes.
That's a good one.
Web.
What
It's a second level spell.
Okay.
That comes in real handy.
Yeah, that you can't get a whole lot better than that.
Interestingly, there's a spider motif in Felina's house. Felina's elven, but she has like a duskier tone to her skin.
Well, I'll definitely invite her up to see our area. Because, we've had to tackle some spiders up there, but there might be more.
She has like a pet tarantula.
Oh, I'd be all about petting that.
That's her familiar, maybe.
Can she tell me how I can go about upgrading Bufo?
I don't think you can. There's got to be a dungeon article somewhere on how to do that. I don't know if you can in first edition, but there might be something in a Dragon magazine article.
Okay.
I don't know.
Yeah, rules is written. I'm pretty sure there's no way to upgrade a familiar, but there might be some kind of house rule Dragon magazine type thingamajigger there.
Yeah, I can look up. Okay. And I guess we gotta.
Bufo's my buddy.
Mm-hmm.
Did we get everything done in town that you guys wanted to get done? Because obviously we'd meet back up. I would tell you that supposedly they believe there's iron ore there, but his eyebrows went up, so I think it's more than just iron ore. And I'm still waiting on the sheriff to come back to tell me if he was able to get that turned over to us. And he's asked us if we could take care of the haunted lighthouse off to the east. So if we could take care of that before we sailed back, that'd be incredible.
Yeah, I was sort of thinking that since we've effectively got a quest from him, I mean, if he wants the lighthouse taken care of and the sheriff's our local authority figure, currying favor with him might be a good idea. It may pay dividends now than down the line.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Not only that, it sounds like more experience and more treasure, which would be a 5th level.
Of course. Of course.
I could even ask him if there's something else other than just the lighthouse that we could take care of once we finish the lighthouse.
And I know at 5th level, that's when I get 3rd level spells.
Mm-hmm.
So.
Yeah, and there's like a marsh in that direction too. So there might be stuff.
Yeah.
Hey, if we end up, I mean, it'd be great to get back to the slave stuff, but slave lord stuff, but
Well, we're trying to get everybody trained up right now. Money and turning our keep into a manor is a big thing in my book.
Well.
Merchant play is all fun.
Well, Carl, you're the one who started running a sandbox here. What can I say?
But I prefer that instead
Sorry.
of just running module after module. It's fine. That's cool. I mean, you can even see like there's place names being put onto the onto here. Oh, so I guess the last thing then before we stop. So if you talk to Commander Arda about the Dark Sail, she definitely is willing to help you recommission it if you sign a privateer charter.
How much do we have to pay for that?
You don't have to pay anything. However, if you will now be flying under the flag of Nerond for the king as a privateer.
That would look good.
Well, if you're tackling these slavers, I mean, of course, the king would take a percentage of your haul, and any ships you discover, if not burned to the waterline, would need to be turned over to the navy of Nerond.
Mm-hmm.
Take it as a prize.
Yeah. So they kind of tell you that so not just so it's concerning that you were saying that the slavers are plying the coast out of Highport across the Sea of Granat, but we also have trouble from the south from Onwall.
Mm-hmm.
If you do not know, they are a den of thieves as well. Hence, well, that is why we do not trust the folks in Little Onwall, though we are trying to be kind and lawful and accept these refugees who come across the water wanting to escape the.
It's a thought that there's a pirate base there.
Oh well, it is. They are. Onwall is controlled by an organization called the Scarlet Brotherhood.
Hmm.
I'm sure that they do not have anything to do with the slavers either. But we have not had any. We have not seen any, or heard of any in our patrols. Any slave ships. I have a privateer might be coming back soon. With report. I mean, you see like ships like, and actually the day after you guys came in, a privateer ship sailed in as well to, didn't have a prize or anything, but.
And this is a character question, not an in-character question.
Mm-hmm.
Would we be able to take Little Onwall and take care of that for them?
I mean, you want to go see what's going on, you could, but we could do that as an adventure at some point later.
I mean, wouldn't that get us good favor too?
I don't know. They don't send
plenty
of
treasure.
That is the commander artist says that is the sheriff's thing. He sends patrols over there sometimes. Yeah. I am sure there are. If I were guessing. If I were to guess, I am sure that there are spies of the Scarlet Brotherhood in Little Onwall. If not elsewhere she says not among my ranks, but I'm sure there are others in Nessernoth.
Yeah, out of character, I have a little bit of understanding what the Scarlet Brotherhood is. In character, though, what do you know about this Scarlet Brotherhood?
They are a not so nice organization. They sponsor a lot of problems and seek to disrupt a lot of lawful kingdoms.
Like slavery.
I'm sure they don't have anything to do with that. She rolls her eyes.
Huh. So
I'm sure that they have connections to the Palmarge and to Highport. If you say that this is where these slave ships come from,
it's one of the places they come from. Yes.
Highport makes Little Onwall look like a paradise.
In character,
it's a den of scum and villainy.
Yeah. In character, I want to ask each one of you guys: do you want me to sign the privateer contract? Are you okay with that?
And what does this contract entail?
You guys are going to fly the flag of Nerond as privateers. You have a privateer's charter
with the king, and we have to give him 1% of what we get, and any boats.
No, that's not 1%. But
what did he say?
It's not 1%. It is a percentage.
What is the percentage?
Generally speaking, 15 to 20%. It can be negotiated, says the commander. I'm sure that if you donate to the retired Marines fund, retired Marine and Sailors fund. It could be.
We'll have someone cook the book so it doesn't look like we're making very much.
What's the repercussions of not signing?
Well, then you would not have the protection of the Navy of Nerond, and any of our privateers could stop your boat.
I mean, if we make a donation,
Inconvenient inspections at the very least. I will also say that some of our privateers are not as nice as I am.
how much of a donation to your retired naval person?
Well, that would be when you bring in your haul. Some will go to the retirement fund.
And then how much goes to the king?
15 to 20%. Truth be told, it depends on Morgreth.
So let me understand this. We make a donation, and yet the amount we give to the king remains the same. So there is no benefit in making a donation?
Well, less. So it would still be 15 to 20%, but some of that would go to the retirement, helping to build a seawall, et cetera, et cetera.
Mm-hmm.
Land for our retirees.
And obviously...
The king's birthday fund. No, I'm just kidding. There's no king.
And obviously protection of Darkshelf.
We will extend patrols to Darkshelf if you wish, yes. Welcome to the syndicate. No, I'm just kidding. Welcome to the Navy.
What do you guys think?
I would go for it. It's not like we plan on campaigning the water.
I mean, it's a lawful neutral society, so I mean, it's not like we're joining a chaotic evil group.
Right.
Yeah, and we are operating under their flag now. I guess. I mean, if we're considered privateers, that essentially gives us a license for anybody who is
sanctioned piracy.
Yeah. We for anybody who's seemingly hostile to Niron, we have license now to attack their vessel and seize it. And I guess any vessel that we bring in, we are compensated for. They take their percentage, but essentially they buy the ship off of us. I'm not. So the other thing is that there's that. Frankly, that veiled threat there is like, okay, if you don't do this and you're not flying our flag, then we have full license to stop your vessel and basically commit piracy on you because you are essentially seen as, rogue.
Yes.
Well, we don't know who you are, and you said that there are slavers on the coast.
Yes. And this would, speaking out of character, this goes towards us saying we're being good and we've got a manner and we're working towards being lords and ladies.
Well, I guess further going into role play, since it's probably is actually worth bringing up again, since I figured that for Radon's backstory, such as it is, to explain why 17-year-old like him would be of doing this. I figured he probably is from Niron, so kind of an opportunity here to sort of serve his country, so to speak, but on terms that grant them such independence, he probably would be supportive.
Yeah. Okay. Any objections? Zorik probably objects. He's a libertarian.
No objection.
Okay.
Veer?
Mm.
Yes, Veer, yes or no? You're muted.
Yep, sorry. Mouse was moving around.
Yep.
I'm good with it.
All right.
Okay.
Amy, you're good with it?
I'm good with it, then we're going to
Bronson,
sign.
you seem good with it. Bronson seemed good with it, so.
Then we'll sign
Cool.
away.
All right, you sign. All right. There's a evil laughter. No, I'm just kidding.
No, and
cool.
Arlindia would like to know if we can have a copy of that so that we can take it back to our accountant, and she also wants to show it to the sheriff that we're now a privateer there, so that should go wonders.
The flag is, we're going to be flying a flag. That's probably going to state that. I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, for sure. They'll get you the flag, and that you can, or the banner, or the flag or banner you can haul if you need to, and then yes, we will get this to you in triplicate.
Thank you. We appreciate that.
I imagine that these terms have to apply to again prizes that we seize, because it wouldn't make a lot of sense if it's just for if we had like merchant cargo on our own vessel, but if we haul back an enemy ship, like say if we fought a slaver ship and it had like what we had here in the X long span, now the dark sail, and they basically just confiscate it because they're illegal, but we get after the taxes are paid, we get a reward, essentially a bounty.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Yep.
And we could probably negotiate to keep some of the boats and create a stronger naval force up there too.
Yeah. So then in dealing, I would say that it's going to give you a bonus to dealing with the Kingdom of Neron. Okay. So we could have a Kingdom of Neron faction. Give you a bonus to, usually like we add to the reaction roll or whatever. Okay. Cool. Well, I think now it's just left up to calculate XP, but we can do that off camera.
Yeah.
So I think it's been a good session. We got trained up.
Finally. And we didn't die on the way like you were trying
almost
to
could have died.
We did.
Could have died. I mean, I think the bite from one of those trolls is like 5 to 15 points of damage or something like that. Something crazy.
Ouch.
Doesn't it do like disease too or something?
Maybe. I don't know.
Yeah, but definitely
Those
not
are nasty creatures.
Yeah, not
I must admit that when Zorik decided to go into melee with that thing, I was thinking, okay, you are very brave.
Thank you.
Possibly
Thank
very
you,
foolish.
That's right. I have proven my braveness and foolishness several times.
Yep.
Arlindia is so impressed.
Bravery certainly carried the day there, because if I recall, I think trolls also get a multi-attack ability. Like they get
claw bite. The claw bite.
Yeah, he attacked me 3 times.
Not only is it the claw bite, but I want to say that per the monster manual, if you get like multiple guys around the trolls, they can attack multiple targets per round with their claw bite. They are nasty.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I mean, it was also good to like shoot and move. Pretty smart, because they really seriously, like they swim like ridiculous, but they so they're dangerous in the water for sure. But on land, they're like ducks. I mean, they're like waddle. I mean,
quack, quack.
It's hilarious. And then not super smart though, because although that one did try to flee, but Royden like hit him in the head, which is great.
Yeah. A troll attacks with its clawed forelimbs and great teeth. A troll is able to fight 3 different opponents at once.
Yep. Yeah.
Okay.
And it made me think there was as I said, there was a fighter. One of the first boss battles in the old AD&D video game, Pool of Radiance. How do you fight? Right. 3 trolls and 2 ogres at the end of the slums, and that thing was, your first test. One of the hardest fights in the game, because you're usually a low-level party. Then that thing killed you so easily if you didn't have access to second-level spells.
Yeah. Okay. Well, I guess I got to make the fights tougher against you guys. We'll see.
No. You've thrown massive stuff at us.
That is true. I guess you're smarter than the average GM.
Well,
no, we just don't play
Honestly, I think we just got lucky in that fight. Like we got lucky with the boat.
The boat.
Yeah, I think we've gone lucky several times, and
look at all I think I won initiative 1 time.
The Unearthed Arcana rules have definitely been going in our favor there, although it was not lost on me in the boat fight again when like the first mate got into melee with me. He had weapon specialization. I remember he made 2 attacks, so if we lost initiative, things could have gone very differently.
Yeah.
Yes, especially since we're battling a level 5 mage and a level 7 earth dragon, and then the captain was level 5 too. And we're just
what really let us win out there was the fact that I only brought one rowboat.
that's helped us. But so does
Yeah, well,
outflanking
because
them.
Yeah, because they stole the other rowboat. The slavers, the Zali's operation took the other rowboat.
Which is now
You're like, oh, this is where it goes.
yeah.
So
Well,
anyway,
thank
all
you.
right. Well,
For
thank you
running
guys for
for
playing.
us.
Thank you, Amy, Woolsey, J. Rowe, Grayek, and Veer, Snake. I mean, for playing today. I hope you enjoyed this foray into Greyhawk and playing in the Against the Slave Lord sandbox. I think that should be the official name of it. All right, so we're gonna do the XP off air, but thank you guys for watching, and we'll see you next time.
Good night and good rolling. And we're done.